Tonight on the news, as Russia continues its invasion into the Ukrainian peninsula, attacks on local power supply have crippled the country. Stay tuned to find out why we tell you that Israel are still the bad guys.
Is the entire Russian invasion of the Ukraine just a distraction tactic by Israel to make you forget that they're the worst country in the world?
We spend a significant portion of this podcast telling you
this movie podcast
our political stance on the illegal state
True.
of Israel.
True.
But first, welcome to part 2, technically, of the All Request Live episodes.
This is Total Request Live. I'm 64-year-old Carson Daly, the saddest man on television.
Do you still paint your fingernails black?
I still paint my fingernails black.
Cool guy.
Yeah, I guess this is part 2, even though part 1 was 2 parts.
Listen, we are making a solemn vow, a matrimonial proposal to you, the listening public, that we will go less than 5 hours. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to go less than 4 hours. It just means we're going to go less than 5 hours.
Here's my promise to you, to myself, and to my God and country.
Which God? Does matter?
Allah.
All of them. The good one.
It matters.
The one true God.
It matters, and it's Allah.
Scott, the Quran says women can't drive.
Drew, if the Quran said women can't drive, then I would know 2 things. 1, Islam is the one true faith, and 2, women can't drive.
I like your take on the joke. What is your promise to me?
My promise to you.
Allah.
And to Allah.
I like that the first 2 minutes of this podcast is Israel are the bad guys and praising Allah.
And we're Islamic.
Weird. How is this episode is 1000% getting demonetized?
Nah, we're good.
No, because they're gonna listen to the first 3 minutes.
They do listen
and be like, nope.
Nope. I wonder what did. I wonder if it was the illegal state of Israel or just how many times we said Allah. Here's my promise. If it's under 4 hours, it's going up in 1 part.
Wow.
I'm not splitting it.
Okay, fair.
359, 1 part.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And conversely, if it's over 4 hours, that's it. Everybody dies.
You've used that too much today. That's the 3rd time you've said everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Are you Lance Archer?
I'm something of a murder hawk.
You could be a murder hawk monster.
I feel like he started as just the Murder Hawk, which is kind of a cool name, and then the Murder Hawk monster. You're putting a hat on a hat. I don't like it.
It's
I know you better say the right thing because it is one thing. What is it?
Fucking oh god! Why can't I remember the
Say
second,
the thing.
I can't remember the second nickname.
He's from Montreal. Oh, maybe we're talking about different guys. I'm talking about PCP, Crazy F and Manny.
PCP. I don't know why I couldn't remember PCP.
Well, to be fair, it's a lot of stupid names.
Yeah. PCP, Crazy motherfucking Manny. What a guy.
Yeah.
So we've made the promise to you and to each other that we're going to try to keep this at a reasonable time.
Yeah.
I'm going to start hand gesturing the Wu-Tang symbol to Scott when we've been speaking enough time on one movie.
Yeah.
So we don't spend 45 minutes on one movie we like and, 10 minutes on a movie we didn't like.
And upon seeing the Wu-Tang hand symbol, I will recite a Wu-Tang song of my choosing in full, and then say something nice about Martin Shkreli, who bought the 1 gold pressing of that Wu-Tang album.
And you're not going to censor yourself for anything?
I don't see why.
What would you even have to censor?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. You heard it, folks. Scott's...
Shame on that tries to run game on
This might be more difficult than you thought.
I might have put this on expert difficulty.
So before we get too far into preamble about nothing.
Before we get too far in, offer still on the table. You listen to this saying, man, I wish I wasn't so dumb and slow.
Damn it.
And I wish I had picked a movie for Scott and Drew, the two funniest people on the internet, to say nice things about, or mean things, depending on what you'd like us
I like
to say.
mean things.
Yeah. Well, guess what? It's your lucky day, dum-dum. Let's see how much abuse I can throw in with this plea for money.
Yeah, piggy.
Listen,
Oink, oink,
okay,
piggy.
okay. Listen up, pay pigs. Here's the deal. If you almost made Drew spit. Almost made Drew spit his cum water that he's drinking. Shout out to Calpico. It's delicious.
Calpico white peach.
Yeah.
Delish.
Original white peach and lychee slash lychee. Both all winners in terms of flavors. I haven't tried the strawberry. I'm not a big strawberry milk guy.
Not me neither.
Yeah. But those three, you can't go wrong. Here's the deal. You still want in. You've got another week, maybe week and a half, depending on my mood. You want in $50 US dollars. PayPal.me/NotScottHanson per movie request. Hey, you want 3 movies in there? We'll tack 3 movies on the end. We'll make it a 15-movie episode. Guess what? It's going to cost you $150. Deal? Deal. I don't think
Deal?
I don't think that's too difficult.
Steal?
Are you going to steal?
I'm going to stop the steal.
You're not going to use your one steal.
No, I'm going to stop the steal.
Okay.
Right now, stopping it. No more steals.
So it stopped.
Yeah.
So who's back in office?
Well, the rightful
Daddy?
president. The right guy.
In his second of 8 terms.
The second and final president of the United States.
John Adams?
John Adams. The United States of America stopped at John Adams.
It began and ended with John Adams, played by the incomparable Paul Giamatti in the HBO miniseries of the same
Not
name.
the right role for him.
No,
he's
he wasn't
too humanoid.
Yeah, he wasn't playing an orangutan.
Or a turtle.
Or a total.
A total.
Drew, how do you feel about turtles?
Well, there's going to be a really uncomfortable turtle thing later.
Oh, there
that really
is.
put me off and made me sick.
I
actually wanted to throw up when I saw it.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Absolutely hated it.
I was just looking for an I Like Turtles reference, but yeah.
I like turtles.
Yeah, I forgot we do have some amphibian related uncomfortableness
Did not like.
coming up
No
later.
me gusta.
But before I go further, I guess I should deliver on my tease from last week.
You made a cock tease last episode.
I did. I had a
barbed
fun,
cock tease.
I had the best kind of cock tease,
kind of cock
depending
tease.
on who you ask.
I'm asking you.
Well, then yes.
Then yes.
It is. Yeah, so last week, about 45 or 50 minutes into the preamble, I remembered a thing I was going to say, and then I'm like, oh, we've got 11 fucking movies to talk about, and we're going to talk about a lot of those movies for too long even. So maybe I'll save it. So here's what I was saving. Guys, good news, cigarette juice. I recently received my 4th, you heard me right, my 4th DM from someone who thought I was Steve Harvey. Now, let's look at the facts. Let's look at my Twitter profile. My profile picture is me as a kitty cat. My Twitter banner is just a kitty cat. My @ is @NotScottHanson, if anyone would like to message me. Drew, what's your @ while we're at it?
Sarian Softboss.
@Sarian Softboss. My Twitter bio reads, stay at work mom, phrenology enthusiast, that's coming up later.
Yep.
Computer owner, uses pronouns Frost/Nixon.
Yep.
I post bad ideas, my pro wrestling, and pictures people draw of me as a cat. And then the web link in my bio is paypal.me/NotScottHanson if you'd like to send $50 there and request a movie if you'd like to, or just send $50 there. And then I guess the one thing throwing people off is my Twitter name, which is Steve Harvey Oswald, which I think is very funny. And also in brackets after that,
Yep.
it says Big Cat Scott Henson.
You are doing everything you can to give everyone the correct information.
Yeah. I don't think I'm doing too bad a job. I don't think I'm going out of my way to try to convince people I'm host of Family Feud and noted misogynist Steve Harvey. So, DM number 1 comes from Natalie Jones, who sent me a link to a Facebook video of Steve Harvey, who appears to be dressed as Dick Tracy, but like not doing Dick Tracy costume, just dressing like Steve Harvey, which is also like Dick Tracy. He's wearing like a yellow 12-button trench coat. Dancing with, I don't know, his wife or some bitch on a rooftop in Paris. And it's and was accompanied with the message, "Maybe I'm sending this to the wrong Stephen Harvey. Heart eyes." Stephen Harvey.
Oh,
yeah.
Government names.
Yeah. So
Stephen Harvey.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
Let's scroll up to number 2. I'm so glad I marked these down before this, because this would be annoying otherwise. Next one's from...
P.S. His name is not even Stephen Harvey.
Stage name?
His real name is Broderick.
Broderick, nice.
Stephen spelt P-H.
P-H.
Harvey Sr.
Oh, okay. So my next one is... "Hey Steve, this is Jesse Charles. I would like to sing my song on your show. It called DAY." And then a link to a 10-second TikTok, which I guess is the song.
Okay.
You know what? Does it play? Let's... I can't imagine it. We're going to get copyrighted for that.
You don't know.
That was it. I hope the moaning got picked up.
I like moaning. There's not going to be any moaning talked about later either.
Not at all. So that was that one. And let's scroll up to number 3. We're having fun here. This one's very interesting. This one is I would describe as the most interesting.
Okay.
So this one is from Brianvi Persode.
I'm sorry, what?
Did I stutter? Brianvi Persode.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
BRIANVI PERSAUD.
I forgot that was a real name. Sorry, I forgot.
Now, was this sent to just me? Just little Steve Harvey Oswald? Or was this sent in a group DM from Brianvi Persode to me, a Selena Gomez fan page with over 100,000 follows.
Okay.
And at NBC, the verified NBC Entertainment
real life
Twitter.
NBC.
So that's who this group DM was sent to. I imagine one of the 3 of us has read this DM. So this one, this was a link to an LA Times article, Kim Kardashian's parenting squabbles with Kanye West are about to get even uglier, which includes a TikTok video from Northwest.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was around. So the other 2 were a little earlier. What I do now with strange DMs is I try to get because also none of the accounts are ever following me when they DM.
Okay.
Me, which I find funny.
Yeah.
So I try to
they're just searching Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
And you just come up.
I think it's that cat wrestler.
I think it's the second Steve Harvey that comes up.
Yeah.
Does Steve Harvey not have Twitter?
Maybe not. Maybe I'm the number 1 Steve Harvey on Twitter.
Holy shit, Scott. Could you imagine?
That would be sick.
Okay, I can't look because obviously mine is going to be you at the top.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, he's got Twitter.
Okay. Well, then there's not really too much excuse.
He's got 4.5 million followers, and he comes up...
Is that more than me?
A little bit more than you.
Is that almost 1,000 times more than me?
Yep.
I see. What are you going to do? So, yeah, so now I just try to get them to follow me. So they send me this LA Times link about Kim and Kanye's parenting squabbles for reasons unexplained. Even if I was the right Steve Harvey, why are you sending that to Steve Harvey, Selena Gomez fan page? I'm going to assume you think that's Selena Gomez.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
NBC.
Yeah.
Why those 3?
Because those are the people that are going to get the information out to the world.
Fair enough.
Steve Harvey's going to go on his... Does he still have a talk show?
Probably. I'm pretty sure Steve Harvey has
9 talk shows.
Yeah, I think he has like 8 or 9 shows actively on the air right now, and our demographic doesn't really watch any of them except maybe one.
We have one?
I think white people can watch Family Feud.
Oh, that is not the direction I was going in. I was going in the opposite direction.
What?
That he's got a lot of shows, and only one person that listens to this podcast would like his shows. And then I said, "Oh, we have one."
No, we have 0 Steve Harvey watchers. But luckily, I got a few in my DMs. So
we have zero Steve Harvey watchers.
Write that down. I might use that later. That might be my new euphemism. So the other 2 I didn't respond to. So this one I say, maybe follow me before you send me random tweets. And they respond. They respond. They don't really acknowledge what I said. They say,
well, why would they?
Hey, how are you doing? Is everything okay? And I say, who are you? And why have you messaged me, NBC, and a Selena Gomez fan page? No answer for 6 days. And then, what's up, bro? Are you okay? Hey, tomorrow you'll be trying to beat me in checkers. I'll better win. Mm-hmm. There's as I read these, just know that there is 0 punctuation or capitalization in anything I'm about to read.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah. So yeah, what's up, bro? Are you okay? Hey, tomorrow you'll be trying to beat me in checkers. I'll better win. And then where is the finals? I'll cut your grass in your yard. Oh, my 40 minutes. But if I was an hour, you would have to pay me for the 2 lollers or buy me a large Big Mac sandwich for large drinks, a medium fry them for Happy Meals.
I'm sorry, what? I would like for you to read that again. No, please don't.
I'm willing to read it.
No.
Okay.
No. Now,
I respond with, are you okay, bro?
By cut your grass, is that some kind of euphemism for
winning in checkers?
I was gonna say, or fucking your butt or something?
Yeah. Nobody mows my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
I respond with, are you okay, bro? Answered the next day, hey, bro, what's up? Good morning. I say, who are you? 3 days later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Call me Batman, LOL. Last message in the thread.
That's so weird. So I actually don't know if I knew about the "don't worry about that" because call me Batman. I'm not sure if that was.
I don't know if that
time you
had
said
happened
that.
yet.
I don't know if that had happened yet.
Fourth and final from Shalonda Wells. There's also a demographic among people who message me thinking I'm Steve Harvey based on their profile pictures. Just a heads up. Please help my big brother. His roof is caving in his trailer. He was beat up and robbed. There's a lot going on. So this is... more. I don't think I actually read all the way through this. I think I just answered before I read it. Please help my big brother. His roof is caving in his trailer. He was beat up and robbed. He has a mental illness. I don't want him to go to Tent City. Could you help him with his roof? I don't want the money. You can pay the people. I'm dyslexic and don't know how to GoFundMe.
I don't know how GoFundMe.
Anything will help. God bless. I respond, who are you and why are you not following me? Response, I thought this was Mr. Harvey. My apologies. I was born July 14th. My name is Shalonda Wells. I meant no disrespect. Well, thank you for your birthday. 1 day off mine. A Cancer.
Ah.
And I go, what, ellipses, made you think this was Mr. Harvey? Just went off the page. I'm not good with computers. End of conversation. So...
I like going online to look for a celebrity
to DM.
To DM who's clearly an autistic Indian tiger and not...
Hold on. I may be autistic and Indian. But what was the third thing you said?
But just like go... Oh, sorry. Went off of the profile. What? You mean the profile that says Steve Harvey Oswald in brackets?
Big Cat Scott Henson. It has a picture of a cute little kitty cat wrestler.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm bad with computers. Oh, you're also bad at understanding who Steve Harvey is.
Like there are certain people, and I actually yelled this at someone in the Twitch chat on Sunday, where I'm like, there are people that are so dumb that I, honest to God, no exaggeration, no hyperbole, don't know how they're alive. You seem too stupid to feed yourself. Yeah. How did you live long enough to voting age, to procreation age? How are you voting and making kids?
I don't know. I do not understand how humanity has lasted this long.
No.
I wish most of them to be dead, including at least one, if not two, directors of movies we watched for this episode.
Yeah, Drew's new thing, long-term goal, get this podcast big enough where we can say mean things about directors on Twitter and make it hurt.
And it really cuts them deep.
Yeah. That's the move.
One on this episode and one on the 4th episode.
Yes. So stay tuned for that. Any other news, or should we talk about movies? What do you think?
We could talk about movies. We could talk about how a lot of you people...
What do you mean, you people?
You know what I mean. All zero Steve Harvey watchers. Some of you really fucked up the assignment. We already said that last episode a little bit.
I had made a note to mention it last episode and then got distracted with whatever we talked about for 45 minutes.
Now listen, we appreciate
that's the thing.
All of you.
I want to be...
We love all of you for participating, being a part of this. Giving us money.
I literally wrote in my note about this subject in brackets, keep it positive. Keep it positive. Look.
Like without you, we wouldn't have as much as we do, and that is very, very appreciative.
Yeah, I don't want to offend it. Sometimes I offend people. Look, and sometimes I want to offend people. Okay, I want to offend some people. What am I trying to say? I don't want to make anyone feel bad.
In a degrading way, though.
I don't want to make anyone feel bad.
To shit on.
I don't spit in my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't want to discourage anyone, and I don't want to make it sound like we're ungrateful. That's the main thing. I don't want to make it sound like we're ungrateful, because this doesn't happen without you guys doing it. But
much love.
Much love. Some of you are better at picking movies than others.
There's a reason why we are on this side of the microphone and you're on that side of the microphone.
Because there's not just one kind of movie that works well. There's a number of kinds. It can be a good movie. It can be a silly movie. It can be a so bad it's good movie. But
it can just be like a conceptually insane movie.
A Southland Tales.
Although that wasn't anyone picking one. That was us making our own executive decisions because we're better than everyone.
Yeah. But I feel like some people pick a movie they like regardless if there's much conversation to be had about it, or some people picking, hey, I heard this movie is bad and you should watch it. And like sometimes that works because sometimes bad movies are a lot of fodder for fun conversation, but sometimes bad movies are just really boring and there's not much to say about them.
There's not enough content for us to make content.
Yeah. So I'm just saying,
we're not going to name names.
Not going to name names for when we do this again, probably in 3 weeks. Immediately after we finish this one.
Once everybody gets their social security checks. Yeah. Then
just like
sorry, Cheches.
We're not
going to do that. Continue.
One, we're not going to do that. Two, I'm not going to do that like in practice in life.
Okay,
I'm not changing my pronunciation of any. No. I'm changing zero pronunciations or spellings of anything in Eastern Europe.
You're part of the problem.
Look, here's all. Look what Ukraine was wearing.
Okay, that's going to come up later. Okay.
What was I saying before that?
Rewind
So just think about when you're recommending. And like, no one fucked up so bad that we can't make it work.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're professionals and we're very good at what we do. But
yeah, okay.
sure, like for the sake of argument, let's say for the sake of argument we're good, because otherwise this falls apart very quickly. Yeah, just like when you're recommending, think about, will this be fun for two people to talk about? That's really the only criteria.
Yeah, that is absolutely the criteria. The main point is, can two genius large cats, one who's from the Himalayas, one who's from India, can they have
why do you always look, I know the answer because I'm also a cat, but why do you always want to hurt people?
Scott, I've got claws for a reason.
I was going to say, I ask that already knowing the answer because I do it too. It's just sometimes I'm the people that get hurt.
yeah. But look, as big cats, we should be capable of taking more punishment.
It's true.
Because we're the ones
you
dishing it out.
should see my asshole.
You should see my asshole. But yeah, we need stuff to feed off of.
Yeah.
We can't just make jokes appear out of nothing.
We need some meat.
Or we need like something, as will be an example later on in this episode, of something that we are so engaged in and enjoy so much that we don't actually have any jokes or hilarious.
For example, us talking about Kung Fu Hustle for 45 minutes.
Like we don't, there's movies that are just very, very good.
Yeah.
We don't need jokes or like anything to go off, because we can just like explain our love of that film, and those ones are great. And then there's some that it's like, yeah, this is bad, but it's bad because there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
There's no, like, it's a 2-hour movie where nothing happens. So
yeah, there's like, there on the good side of bad, there's like Neil Breen movies.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, there's like Bruce Willis direct-to-video movies where there's literally nothing to say.
Oh, fuck, we're going to get one of those now, aren't
No,
we? Don't give us $50 for a straight-to-VOD Bruce Willis
Don't
movie,
give us one of
please.
Bruce Willis's 18 movies he made in the year 2020. Yeah, but again, nobody feel bad, nobody fucked up, but just saying.
That's Scott's opinion.
Drew thinks you fucked up.
I think one of you fucked up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say who. Never gonna mention it.
Not gonna say who, and it definitely won't become clear when we're talking about whichever movie it is.
No. I'm not gonna openly shame anyone.
I'll never tell.
All right, fine, sure.
It's Academy Award winner Angelina Jolie. No,
what?
Brittany. No, it's Brittany Murphy, right? Were Brittany Murphy and Angelina Jolie in a movie?
I don't know. Were they?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I may need to take this one again.
All right, good job, stupid.
So that was That was what? That was Don't Say a Word.
Don't Say a Word.
Brittany Murphy and gay actor Michael Douglas.
Gay actor Michael Douglas.
So where does Angelina Jolie come into the
She
mix?
doesn't.
Oh.
I don't know what you're.
That was my issue. Is that she wasn't there.
She's just also an actor.
They're in a movie together.
Brittany Murphy and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, they are.
No,
they.
Scott, you're having a full-blown autistic panic attack.
What's the one? What did Angelina Jolie win an Oscar for?
Girls Don't.
Girl Interrupted. Who's in that?
I don't know.
It's fucking Brittany Murphy. Drew, look it up faster.
Yeah, you're right. Girl. I've seen it, but I couldn't have told you anyone that was in it other than Angelina Jolie. So,
well, let me tell you.
Winona Ryder, Brittany Murphy, Clea Duvall, Elizabeth Moss, Jared Leto, and also noted person whose name will not be mentioned later in the podcast,
Voldemort,
Whoopi Goldberg.
Ah, the whoops. I'm Whoopsie.
The Whoopster.
Well,
not to be confused with the Woofster, which is Arsenio Hall.
Oh, I thought it was Whoopi Goldberg if she was a dog.
No. The Wolfman.
Her hair's kind of like a dog. What?
You can't say that. I don't think you can compare Whoopi Goldberg to a dog.
Those dogs with the long curly hair?
A poodle?
No. The ones...
A doodle. A scroodle.
I don't know.
A moodle.
Why I bothered.
I don't know. I don't know what you would expect out of me.
There's like a whoopee dog.
You're a whoopee dog.
Look, you keep talking.
I'm gonna type in dogs that look like Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm typing in Whoopi Goldberg dog will just give her dog.
In my head, I can picture what it looks like. I don't know what it's called though.
But it looks like Whoopi, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm typing in dogs that look like Whoopi Goldberg.
Perfect. Let's begin. We got a lot to get through today.
What the fuck is beeping?
The dishwasher. Just fucking
Fix
deal with it. See, if you just shut your fucking mouth.
You know what? Good job fixing it. It's about time you pulled your weight around here.
So,
dogs that look like...
we decided tonight that we were going to start off...
Strong
with a movie that put both of us on a watch list for very different reasons.
I'm so glad this is on your Netflix and not mine.
This is a movie that both of us had to watch while keeping our hands in touchdown position.
This fucking dog.
Yes. What's it called?
A whoopee.
A whoopee. It's called a whoopee. Also, how is her last name Goldberg? Is she a black Jew?
It's not.
Oh, what's her last name?
Like Jones or something?
You don't know that.
Whoopi Goldberg is not. Neither of those are her name. She literally went with that to. I don't know. I don't know why.
Karen Elaine Johnson.
Exactly. Yeah. Karen Johnson. Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know why she chose Goldberg. What do you think? You're trying to...
I don't know. Who runs Hollywood?
Why are you trying to, I don't know, in some sort of attempt to ingratiate yourself to all of the people who run Hollywood and the illegal state of Israel?
She legitimately took her first name from Whoopi Cushion.
Cool.
That's kind of pathetic.
So her name is basically... Fart Jew name.
Perfect. So yeah, the first movie on this list given to us by, I don't know, you have all the names on your phone, so I can't even.
Yes, I can. Well, that's from our boy who's determined to get us on a watch list, Uncle Eric.
Yeah, Uncle Eric.
Who, if he starts pulling his weight a little harder, will one day be known as Pig Eric.
But he's got to do a lot of legwork
today.
A lot of legwork. That would be Netflix very own 2020's Cuties.
What's the director's name?
Mohamedou Shabazz. Mukamadulin.
Let me try to do it cold. I can get it. I'm a good reader.
Mudamu Dubadu.
You know what? I can read at an 8th grade level.
Oh, yeah. Good. I haven't read a book since high school. That's not true, but...
Director. Maimouna Doucouré.
There you go. So...
Directorial debut?
And possibly
hopefully final? I mean, okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear off the bat. If it was a white man, final.
Oh, if it was a white man, jail.
Yeah.
You know what? If it was a white man, white woman, black man...
Yes.
Jail.
Yes.
Black woman... Praise.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Art.
Praise,
but also some people rightfully calling her.
Yeah. Also, it was a lovely coming of age romp of young womanhood. Except for if this was made by a man, he would be chemically castrated.
It would have Alan Turing the shit out of him.
I just made the note, only a black woman could make this, anyone else, pedo. Or pedo, depending on where you're from.
P-A-E-D-O? I like that.
Pedo.
Yeah, I like that one. The name of the movie in French is Mignons, which I thought, oh shit, it's a Minions movie.
It's Minions. Sick.
If only,
we're in the Groovers.
If only it was a Minions movie.
I like little French girls speaking in like a mashup of like French, Spanish, Korean, and whatever other language they're mushed together.
Icelandic. It's like whatever Sigur Rós sings in.
Yeah.
Not quite English, not quite Icelandic.
Yeah. Just some weird mishmash, like Klingon.
I think it's Klingon.
Yeah.
And Elvish.
So this movie, anyone who's familiar with it or has heard of it, definitely got a lot of Twitter backlash from the right when this first came out about how it was celebrating young, supple children. It was a pro-pedophile movie, according to the right.
Yeah. And then they saw it, and then some people on the left saw it and agreed.
Yeah, it was the number one movie streaming on Netflix for the first
Was it?
3 months it was out.
No.
Because the view count was almost 80 to 90% Bill Clinton. You know how like there are people who just like put The Office on and it plays
And
like
it just
nonstop,
repeats?
and then Netflix has to like call them to make sure that they're alive.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing with the Clinton household.
They got a call in
where-
Little Rock.
where Cuties was just going nonstop, and they're like, "Mr. President, are you okay?
Eating ain't cheating.
Eating ain't cheating. And by the way, I'm a cool guy. I'm gonna play my saxophone while I jerk off to kids."
Play the saxophone on the Whoopi Goldberg show.
The Whoopi Goldberg.
Yep.
Also, fake Bill Clinton played that on The Simpsons.
Yes.
So yeah, it got a lot of backlash, a lot of negative attention for
I don't see why.
sexualizing kids. But like, to me, it didn't sound like it was a good movie. Like, it sounded like it was a bad movie that just had like a bunch of fucked up stuff in it. But I was like, well, I can't watch it because if anybody finds out I watched it, I'm a pedo.
But if someone sends me $20 to watch it,
If a creepy guy who sends us things on Twitter in DMs wants to spend $20 to make us watch it, then I guess I have to be a pedo.
yeah.
It's not like I would ever choose to be a pedo.
Why would you choose to fuck a child? If you had a choice.
So, yeah, I don't think I knew too much about this movie. I thought the movie was about, like, child beauty
I
pageants in
kind of
France.
think I thought it was that
Or
too.
like something along those lines. It's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely just as sexual as those are.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. So it is.
I mean, there's less child twerking in beauty pageants than this movie.
Yes.
So
very true. Very, very true. So it is a young Senegalese immigrant girl living in France with her mother and her two younger brothers.
Yeah.
And does grandma live there, or she just kind of hangs out?
She's
around a lot.
She's very present.
She's present. And the girl lives in, and obviously, because she's a black woman or black family from Africa. They are, of course, of the Muslim faith, because why wouldn't they be? We really need to be more focal on what's going on in Africa.
I love a North African Muslim.
Yeah,
That's
I love it.
I like it.
Is
I mean,
Senegal
look,
North Africa? I guess it's like on the cusp of North Africa.
Westy Northy.
Westy North.
Yeah. It ain't the Congo.
It ain't the Congo. It definitely ain't Chad, and it definitely ain't. What's the other one?
Mali.
That's not what I was trying to get you to say, but okay. Niger.
I like it when they played Germany.
Not anymore. They changed it.
I know they changed it.
Yeah, because they're cowards.
It's still like NGR.
It's
or something,
NGR
right?
and then GER.
Well, and now that it's NGR, you don't even need them to play Germany.
No.
You got the whole thing in the one.
The whole word is right there. Yeah.
It's just all you need to do is buy a couple of vowels.
Another feather in your lap.
Oh my god, guys!
That's the viral video of the week.
That's actually the new. Like, that's the news. Go. I feel like if you Google Wheel of Fortune disaster,
or even just Wheel of Fortune, I bet you it's the first
it's probably
thing that
the
comes
first
up
thing
on Twitter.
Yeah. But you should be seeing another feather in your blank a blank. If you see that, you're on the right track. Watch it, enjoy it with our compliments. Thank you.
Yeah, so the girl is being raised obviously in a very a Muslim upbringing. There's no father in the picture. We come to learn but they don't say, like, I guess the father must also be in France if they're preparing for the wedding.
I thought he was back in Senegal, but then they're like, "Oh, we're going to your father's wedding." Like, I don't know, down the block.
Yeah. So they're still married. The mother and father are still married, but the father is now
just not
taking
that into it.
a different wife.
Yeah.
And everyone just kind of seems cool with it.
Yeah, including his current wife.
Yeah, like she's kind of just like conceded to this is what happens. Husbands cheat.
Well, what did I think? This religion really subjugates women. So I don't know what I thought I was buying into.
Yeah. So the first note that I wrote was if you're a man, or I guess a woman, but probably a man, who's really into ashy old black lady feet close-ups, there's quite a few for you early on in this movie. What, am I not allowed to say ashy or?
No, I was just getting into it.
Oh, okay. You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of really close up old lady feet from like under a bed for a while.
Yeah, I wanted to buy them some cocoa butter.
Yeah, shea butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second note I made was Islam. They're aware that this year starts with the 2, right? That's a good PFT joke. But what I was saying to Scott off air was
We are on camera, but we'll never show you.
it's for us. It's just for us.
For posterity.
Like I'm
We're gonna inscribe it onto a gold record and send it into space.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first gold record in space. The video of us recording this episode of the podcast. So I said like, look, I have absolutely no problem with Islam or like any of that. Like that's 100% like not something that I even give a shit about. But what I find just absolutely insane is anyone in any organized religion, not necessarily just Islam,
but especially
Islam, but not exclusively Islam.
Yes.
Is people whose entire existence on this planet is dedicated to that religion.
Yeah, like fundamentalists of any kind.
That they literally can't do
crazy.
anything else in their entire day that isn't based around their religion.
Yeah.
Because everything in this movie with the family is based around their either their faith or the marriage, which is also a faith marriage.
Yeah.
So that everything in this is very religious. And the pretty early on, there's like they live in an apartment that is only 4 bedrooms.
Yeah, because there's a special bedroom.
No, 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
So she has to share the room with her younger brother and then the baby, and then her mom has her own room, and then there's also a separate room that they're not allowed to go in.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're not allowed to go in is because the mom's turning tricks.
That's the whoring room.
That's her load collector room. So. But so the thing is, you think that that's going to be a very prominent thing in the storytelling, is that the mom is having to prostitute herself to live.
Yeah, but it's not.
Well, we're going to come back to that towards the end.
Yeah.
So then the girl starts school. And she sees like this girl in her building who is like dressed like way too risque for how young they are. By the way, they're 11.
Yeah,
and that is mentioned a lot.
Yeah, it's not like we're guessing like, oh, maybe they're as young as 11. No, it is explicitly stated they are 11, and they look 11.
Like 5 times it said we are 11.
Yeah, and it's not weird looking 17-year-olds playing 11 either. It's 11-year-olds.
Yeah, it is very clearly children.
I'll give you 12 at best.
12 at best. So she goes to this school and she sort of like becomes like obsessed with these like the cool popular I'm gonna say it out loud, hot girls who like all dress like they're 11 years old.
The hot 11-year-olds.
And they're dressing like they're 17-year-olds or like 18-year-olds, like completely slutty. Who the fuck is buying these girls their clothes?
Yeah, that was
like, how are they getting away with those clothes?
Who bought these children their sexy clothes?
Yeah, and they're all like more like on the poor side of like.
Yeah, it doesn't
society.
seem like a well-to-do area.
Yeah, so like, how the fuck are they getting like crop tops and short shorts and like colored hair extensions? And yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So she's like, sort of like follows this group when she sees them. And then there's like I just made the note of the porker friend. There's a chubbier one, and she follows them. And they're like they're trying to be like a dance crew.
Yeah.
So they've been like crumping and popping and locking,
twerking.
And not yet. They don't twerk till later.
That's true. That comes later. They build to the twerking.
And so she sort of like tries to become friends with them. And at first, they're like, you're a poor African girl. Although one of the other ones is also African, but she's like less African, I guess.
I guess she was slightly less
She's
African.
like born in France, maybe.
Must have been.
So they like,
there's a hierarchy.
They like bully her, and then they like play like some pranks on her where they want her to like go in the bathroom and film this guy's penis.
Yeah, I wrote, hey, go sexually assault that boy.
Yeah. And so like she's in the bathroom and she hears them talking, and they're on their phone.
Also, like these girls are bitches. Like,
yeah.
I'm watching this. I'm like, oh yeah, seems like a good group to try to get in friends with.
Yes.
They're all mean.
They're all the meanest girls there. So they've been catfishing one of the older boys at the school on video chat by not turning their camera on. And he sent them a dick pic.
Yeah.
And the one specifically, but 2 of the 4 girls are just like completely cock hungry.
Oh yeah.
Like all they keep talking about is how big it is, and they're drooling over the size of this dick.
Voracious.
And it's like, are all fucking 11-year-old kids cock hungry, or is it just France?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer, but I will do some extensive research on the subject. Okay,
I'll talk to you in 3 weeks when you're back from French prison.
Please do.
But it's just like, is that what
Have my bail ready.
Is that what it's like? Like, are we so out of touch that... Because, like, when...
No. It's the children who are gross.
Yes. It's just like, it's so out of place for 11-year-old girls to be like, God, like, the head is so big.
Yeah.
It's like the size of his head.
Oh, I look at where they were talking about rape. But like, if it's rape, it can come out your mouth.
Yeah, like, if they rape you, it's going all the way through you. Like, it's fucking... It's
like that.
11-year-olds do not speak like that. So yeah, eventually what ends up happening is she sort of like befriends the like girl that lives in her building. So she brings them along to like, so she can film them dancing. But then like all of the other girls are like, well, like you're poor and you have no ass and you're like ugly. So like, why would we want to be friends with you? So they're just like bullying her.
They're just mean.
But like sort of eventually what ends up happening is like the one lead girl like kind of befriends her and likes her. Yeah. So she like invites her in to sort of be part of their group and eventually kind of like gets accepted in.
Yeah.
But she wants to be like, she wants to learn to dance. This is sort of like her first exposure to like the non-Muslim kind of upbringing.
More Western culture. Yeah.
So she steals a guy's phone from his van, which I'm fairly certain they said was her cousin. But it could also just be like a
based
term
on something
where,
later. I hope it's not.
I hope it is.
I hope it is too.
But also, like, it's like could be like when Filipinos just call every older woman in their life auntie.
Or when Hawaiians call everyone brudda.
Brudda, yeah. So she steals his phone so that she can, like, you know, like watch videos on YouTube of dance crews and sort of like learn to dance. But it's like a week later, and now all of a sudden she's like an expert dancer. Yeah, like she can do all of these sick moves.
Look, Token, just go to your basement, get your bass guitar. You'll be fine in a week.
Pick it up, yeah. There's one hilarious scene where like her and the girl, her best friend, are like in her room, like kind of being sad about their lives, and she's braided the white girl's hair into her own hair like, to look like she has white girl hair.
And you're like, this bitch is a sociopath.
Yeah, like that's what a sociopath would do. Like you're sitting next to her and you're just like, I like your hair. I'm gonna braid it into mine, and then just sit there. I was hoping at one point that her friend would like cut the hair out and like let her keep like this one lock of her hair.
You're inside me.
Yeah,
now.
it was fucking ridiculous. So this girl is now like she's sort of being pressured by her family to learn how to be a woman, like in the Muslim culture, like to prepare for her father's wedding, which she like is fucking obviously very upset about.
Not psyched
and
about.
At one point they like kind of ask her like what her dream is, and she says that her dream is that her father never comes back. Yeah. So she's the girls are gonna enter this dance competition because their like favorite dance crew is doing it and they want to like be in it with them.
What's their name?
I've already forgotten.
The Sweetie Swags.
Sweetie Swags, which we got to see one of their tits.
Yeah.
Just like a quick tit flash. And
which we saw one of their tits and then later learned they're still in high school.
So we saw like a 17-year-old's tit, maybe 18.
Maybe 15.
You know what? Good point.
We don't know.
Good point. I went the wrong way on that. I'm on the wrong side of history.
I'm on the white side of history.
Which is the right side.
Correct.
The far right side. So yeah, she now has learned how to, crump and also to twerk.
Yeah.
So then she starts teaching all of the other girls how to twerk.
Yeah.
Also at this point, they've kicked the fatty Boombalati out of the group because when they were video chatting with the older boy, she like revealed the camera to show him that it was like young girls.
Children.
And he got really pissed off. So then the leader girl like got mad at her for
fuck
exposing her. Like,
you blew up my spot.
yeah. So
she threw the laptop down.
she slammed
presumably
the laptop
broke it,
and stormed off.
and then like beat the shit out of her the next day.
Yeah, then
at
they got
school.
a huge fight in the lot,
and then she was out of the group.
And then she was out of the group, and they call her fat. And
they called her fat.
So then they go to do their their tryout for the dance competition, and when she's on her way to go, her grandmother stops her and is like, today you're learning how to cook and you're going to cook for your father's wedding, which obviously she's not happy about.
Yeah.
So she kind of is trying to rush through it so she can go to this competition. And then as she's trying to leave, her grandmother's like, well, you have to carry the food now. So then they do that weird African thing where they carry the food on the top of their head in a basket.
That was a funny part because she was carrying it and then she shifted where she's just carrying it just in her
Yeah,
arms.
it was too heavy for her neck.
In her arms in front of her, and the grandma was like, no. You have to carry it on your head. I'm like, why? She's fucking carrying it.
She's also a child.
She's also a baby.
You're carrying an entire massive metal tray of food on the top of your head. I'm an adult. I'm a grown man. I'm 40. And I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
My neck would collapse like a stack of dimes.
Yeah.
So she realizes she's gonna be late for the dance competition. She books it out of there. Her grandmother's upset. She makes it to the competition just in time to miss doing the tryout.
Yeah.
Then she goes home and her grandmother's pissed at her, and then realizes that she had her period. Mm-hmm. So now she's a woman, and that's why she assumes that's why she ran away in embarrassment.
Imagine your grandmother laughing at you for getting your period.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a day.
So eventually she then the grandmother talks grossly about how when she was 11 and she got her first period, then they immediately married her off.
Yeah.
Which is just completely a fucked up thing that
What's
still happens
saying?
now.
If there's blood on the field, play ball?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
If the grass is growing with blood, then
if the grass has been fertilized with blood,
human blood.
put your balls in it.
Is that how it works?
How do you have sex?
I don't know. I don't.
I don't know.
Non-penetrative
I don't know.
bottom.
I've never tried it.
Yeah. So the girls eventually accept her back into the group. She apologizes, and they get back in the group. And then she just sort of becomes a real she sexes herself up and is now this in the eyes of everyone in the school, this super hot fucking slut.
Yeah.
Does her hair up. She's wearing a crop top and a short skirt and everything. And then that's
short skirt, long jacket, cake style.
And then they're outside after class or whatever, and then the other the cool girls that they want to emulate.
What's their name?
God damn it. Sweet and sour.
Sweetie Swags.
Sweetie Swags. The Sweetie Swags also apparently go to their school.
Yeah, which is where we learned we're they're in high school. Yeah. We just saw their tits.
And they throw a bottle at them. So then she goes and decides to attack one of them, and she gets her ass kicked. And then they decide to pull her pants down and take a picture of her ass in underwear.
Of her ratty underwear.
And then her friends come and stop it, but then they upload it onto some fake Instagram.
French child pornography site.
Yeah. Some fake Instagram type thing.
Yeah.
So then now all of her friends are mad at her because the picture's online and now everyone associates them with that picture.
Yeah.
And so of course none of her fucking fault. So then I just I wrote the note what was the plan? To expose a child's ass and take a picture of it?
I think so.
That's fucking statutory rape.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. So then the mom and grandmother decide that she's acting erratic because they find out the picture and then whatever. And so the mother one night she comes home and the mother goes right to bed and she the guy who's like we thought was the cousin,
Who might be your cousin or just the metaphorical cousin.
like he's like doing renos in the secret bedroom.
Yeah.
And he comes out and realizes that like the phone she stole
Is
he
his.
has it, so he takes it back, and then he's threatening her like, I'm gonna tell your mother, like blah blah blah, and then she sort of is like, well, what if I start undressing for you?
It was like
as an 11-year-old
right
child
before she started doing it. I was going to make a joke like maybe we could come to an arrangement, and then she fucking did it.
beat you to the punch.
I died.
Beat you to the goddamn punch.
I fucking died.
So yeah, like, but so then that's the thing. Is like that goes back to the beginning of the mom prostituting, and you're like, well, yeah, okay, I guess her doing that to make men happy makes sense if the mother doing it was more prominent.
Yeah, but they didn't hit it very
But it
hard.
literally happened one time
Yeah.
at the very beginning of the movie.
And maybe she was just behind on her phone bill.
Very possible. Maybe
Maybe it's not a regular thing.
Maybe she just wanted to get Amazon Prime for a while.
Sure.
But like like they make it seem like, well, she's like, well,
You
like,
can watch
I mean,
Goliath. Good show. Bob Thornton.
Mom, like I learned it from watching you.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I guess if it had happened
Had
multiple times.
If you had watched her more.
But it could have just been like a Craigslist hookup. It could have been a one-time thing.
Yeah.
That we saw. So yeah, and then of course like he fucking hits her and is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like,
And
that's
then
fucking
she
disgusting.
shows him.
She fucking, you know what? She one-ups. That escalates this very quickly.
Oh my god.
So she grabs the phone, she runs into the bathroom,
Locks it,
and takes a picture of her vagina and uploads it onto the fake Instagram thing.
Presumably like his Instagram. So now his Instagram has child pornography.
I don't know,
on it.
because she had hers logged.
Oh yeah,
in
I guess
on
it was
phone.
her. Yeah, so
It's not his, it's hers.
so did she show
exposed
him,
herself.
or did she just go crazy?
She just went crazy.
Okay.
So then the next day at school, it's like everybody's seen it and she's getting called to the principal's office. And I said, what fucking uploading app is just cool
But
with
see,
an
like-
11-year-old's vagine being uploaded and then staying uploaded
But, like,
for like a whole day?
But like seriously, like what app? Like
Scott wants to know. Can you
would-
please tell
if
him?
you could let me know.
He would like to get
if you
an
could
account.
let me know what app.
He would enjoy getting an account.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So then, because of the vagina pick, the girls decide that they're like pissed at her for it, and they kick her out of the group again.
Yeah.
So they bring Fatty Boombalati
Immediately,
back
she was just waiting in the rafters. The second,
in, who
she
when
was
we
gonna
first see
swoop
her
in.
coming back, is throwing up in the bathroom because she's fat.
Yeah.
Because they want her to be skinnier. So then they're going to the dance competition because they've made it. And then the main girl, Amy, has to like prepare for her father's wedding. But then when she sees the bride, because I think the person in white was the bride.
Yes.
The new mom.
Yeah.
So she sees her and like storms out, goes and gets her dance stuff, gets all sexed up. And then when she's on the way to the thing, she hides and sneak attacks the fat girl.
Yeah.
Shoves her in the lake, and the fat girl like is straight up drowning.
Seemed for a second like she might actually drown just
Yeah.
from being pushed into water.
And then so she just kind of stands there and watches her for a while. Again, sociopath. But
Honestly, yeah.
But she manages to get to like a floating dinghy type thing and save herself. So then she runs to the dance competition and convinces them like, well, she's not going to come.
Like,
so-
Yasmin's not coming. She's too fat. I'm
Yeah,
back
so
in.
like, I'm back in. And so they're like, fine, fuck it, whatever. So they get back in. They get on stage. And they do. No, again, for anyone who maybe has forgotten the fact that they are 11-year-old girls.
And I don't think we've stressed enough that in the shoot, because there's been plenty of dancing so far, even before
Lots
this.
of dancing,
and especially now in this scene, the shooting of it is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that at the very end.
Okay.
That is what my final note.
All right.
But yeah, so they do this very, like, super provocative, like, sexual, like, spread eagle, sucking fingers, humping the ground, like, ass shots.
Name it, yeah.
Of just, like, constant dancing. And, like, it starts out with, like, the crowd sort of, like, supporting them. Then it turns into, like, them booing them.
Like women covering their children's eyes.
Except one cool
For
guy
our boy in a university shirt.
university shirt who's kind of like,
Okay.
all right, I get it. I get what you're doing here. This is pretty sick. So then, yeah, they kind of get booed off stage, but she realizes that, like...
But before the routine's even over...
Yeah, before they finish, she sort of, like, we thought, like, oh, like, she stops dancing and she's just standing there, and it's like, oh, she still has her period, I guess.
Yeah,
but no.
I thought he was either going to be period or she was going to do, like, a carry.
But it was more of, like, a realization of what she had become, and she didn't like it.
Maybe I'm being gross.
Yeah, like, maybe I'm 11 and shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
So she just, like, storms off, goes back to her family, and just sort of becomes, like, a regular girl.
Yeah.
But, like, not a Muslim.
No,
not a
just,
slut,
like,
just
regular.
like a girl.
Yeah.
Right. So...
Yeah, you know, not a Muslim.
Not a Muslim.
Regular.
Normal.
Normal.
So, yeah. Do you have any other notes before I do my final thing, or...?
I like the thing where... because they were talking about like stuffing their bras and stuff, and one of the girls found a balloon that she blew up. But he's like, "Look, that's a good stuffer," and they're like, "That's a condom. That's what you wear to have sex when you have AIDS."
And then they yell at her that she has AIDS or cancer.
Or cancer, yes, which is of course contractable via condom.
I really hope that cancer does not become sexually transmitted.
I'm not worried about cancer if it's transmittable via condom because and not an issue.
Yeah.
Raw dog, dude dog
Raw
for
dog,
life.
dude dog, thick hog.
Thick hog.
Community. So yeah, then the sort of the last note I have.
What was I talking about?
Oh yeah,
Jane Campion's The Power of the Hog.
Power of the Hog.
And then I think when the girls like just like ran into a laser tag place without paying. And got caught by one of the workers there who coincidentally looked like a pedophile. and they were like, I don't know what they're planning to like detain them. I'm just like, let the fucking girls go.
Who cares? This is more work than you need.
But the girls were like threatening them to say like they were molesting them. I'm like, there is nothing more dangerous than a child who knows about child molesting and uses it as a weapon.
Again, sociopaths.
Yeah.
They're all sociopaths.
Or like an adult woman who knows about rape and uses it as a weapon.
Oh, has that ever happened in history?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So all rapes are real.
Believe all women.
Everyone has always happened.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Batting 1,000.
Career 1,000 at the plate.
Hall of Fame. Rape. Hall of Famer. 1.000.
Take that, George Brett.
And now we're demonetized for defaming the name of George Brett. Highest average since Ted Williams?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's why I said his name. I hope. Because I was going to say Cal Ripken, but I don't think Ripken's average was actually that high.
No.
He might have the record for most at bats.
Probably.
Maybe. I mean, he did play for 70 years, so.
Olerud made a run that one year.
Olerud made a run, yeah.
And then fucking choked in August. Yeah. Because he's a coward.
I choke in August a lot, too.
And I guess Ichiro had some good years.
Ichiro had some good years, yeah. I don't know if he has the most... he has the most hits. Like the most...
no more than Pete Rose. Fucking Charlie Hustle.
Well, he's not in the Hall of Fame, so he isn't going yeah, so... Oh, sorry. I can't talk and look at most career at-bats at the same time, apparently. Nope, Pete Rose has the most career at-bats. Cal Ripken is fourth.
Okay.
For everybody who loves
baseball. Stats Corner.
Pete Rose 14,000. Hank Aaron 12,300. Carl Yastrzemski 11,988.
Yes.
So close. And Cal Ripken Jr. 11,551.
Good numbers.
So. Yeah, the very final thing I want to say was like, so obviously this is a very like controversial thing if you look at it from like a sexual standpoint of like exploiting young girls, sexualizing young girls and stuff. But here's the thing. It's not the context of the film that is the problem. It's the fact that there are continuous single shots of like close-ups of ass, close-ups of like spread eagle dancing. Like the director, she chose to put those shots in the movie.
Yeah.
She could have done provocative sexual dancing with wider shots
without close-ups.
or like you don't have to include like them doing their legs wide open so that Scott can pretty much see everything.
I saw lips. Like, this movie put the minor in labia minora.
So that's our thoughts. Next up, Scott.
Which, of course, takes us to The Fault in Our Stars.
Takes us to The Fault in Our Stars. 2014,
brought to you via Mo, who's taken us on a recent nostalgia tour of the early 2010s with Fault in Our Stars and The Congress. Mike Birbiglia does have a real youth pastor vibe to him, so I like that he was cast as such. So so the deal with this, who you got? You got a Shailene Woodley.
Yep, you got a Hansel Aragorn.
He's good. Is he? Are we mad at him?
We were. I don't know if we still are.
I never know who to be mad at.
What did he do? He didn't do cannibalism, right? He was just kind of a jerk to women.
Yeah, I don't think
he's not an Armand Hammer.
He's not an Armand Hammer. I think he's more of an Aziz Ansari than a.
He had some bad dates and everybody turned on him.
Yeah, so he went on a date with someone. He said, "Would you like to have sex?" She said no. He said okay, and then she tweeted about him and made him lose $30 million in movie deals.
Rape 1,000.
1,000.
No wonder, like, no one wants to try and have sex anymore.
Yeah, sex is over.
Don't even try, because if you try and fail, you're a rapist.
Yeah.
And if you try and succeed, well, now you're just having heterosexual sex, and who the fuck wants
what's
that?
the best case scenario?
There's no best case. It's lose-lose.
Best case scenario, what? You fuck a girl?
Yeah, like...
What are you...
A girl...
What are you doing?
A girl claims you raped her, or you've had to put your penis in a vagina. Either way, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, you got your Hansel Aragorn, who we're currently mad at, or the world's currently mad at.
Can't remember.
Fault in Our Stars, more like Fart in Our Stars.
Got him.
Farts. Farts are funny. Unlike this movie, that wasn't very funny.
No, it wasn't a laugh riot. I wouldn't call it. Shailene Woodley's got the cancer, which I think she caught from a condom.
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
she did. She got the big C from wearing a dome.
She got the big C from another big C.
She put one. She was wearing one of those female condoms.
Hate them.
Yeah, I've never experienced one. So
no, they're weird.
Also, I haven't used a condom since like
the 90s,
2008 maybe.
Since the Bush administration.
Yeah, the second one, the second administration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't since Reagan.
All right.
I've been doing a lot of trickling down, if you catch my drift.
Oh yeah, I get you. Oh, do I get you?
So she's got cancer, and they set a thing up at the beginning of the movie that they don't really deliver on, because they really establish, like, hey, this story isn't like the movies. Like, this ain't your daddy's cancer romance story, but at the end of the day, it still sort of was like a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's based on a teen novel.
Yeah.
Which are they just gonna literally? They're just gonna make every fucking book into a movie?
I mean, this is early 2010, so this is the height of let us cash in on every single.
Are you a big Divergent fan?
Big Divergent
fan. Big Maze Runner fan.
I was just gonna drop a Maze Runner on you.
Are you a big Hunger Games
fan? A
fan?
third example. There were like 3 Divergents, right?
Insurgent, Divergent, and the third one.
Like, nobody saw it. Well, you probably saw it.
Nope, I did not.
Wow, good for you.
They're not in my wheelhouse.
Respect.
I will say I enjoy the Maze Runner movies.
I bet you do.
They're not bad. I also like that the main guy almost died on set on the third one.
Oh, that's cool. I do like
A
that.
stunt went wrong.
Ooh.
In Vancouver.
Did Alec Baldwin
shoot him? He
shoot him?
almost died in Vancouver. I don't know. Was Alec Baldwin driving the vehicle that flipped over or something? Or train or something? I don't remember what it was.
I hope it was a train wreck. That'd be cool.
Remember when that stunt double died on Deadpool and then nobody talked about it?
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, I mean, they're just going to make every teen novel into a movie. Should they make every movie into a teen novel?
Ooh, I like that. Soul Plane, the YA novel.
Ooh. I wouldn't read it because I don't read, but... Well, don't and can't are two different
But it'd be
things.
nice if it was out
It would be
there.
nice if I could read.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Oh, sorry. I like Hansel Aragon's... His name in the movie is almost as good as his real name. Augustus Waters.
Augustus Goop.
Gloop. Yeah. Augustus what? Like, that's a white name.
Well, he's a white man.
He is.
He's a German white man.
He really owns it. And a lot of the movie focuses around this, like, favorite book of hers. I assume the book's not real. I assume it's just a thing that's made up for the movie.
I don't know.
I don't remember the name of it.
The Bible.
The Immaculate Conception.
Yeah.
But it's a book, like, about cancer also, and she finds a lot of, like, solace in it. And the book famously ends in a middle of a sentence, and I'm like, this movie better end with this bitch dying in the middle of a sentence. Doesn't. I was kind of pissed off about that.
Yeah, can't win them all.
They set up one other thing. They set up, like, this instead of, like, oh, like, super mushy, I love you, blah blah blah. They set up, like, the word okay is like a thing between them. Yeah. So that's what they end on. But I honestly would have preferred something mid-sentence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even doesn't have to necessarily be like. It could have just been like
you could just cut. Yeah,
that's the end. That would have been great.
Yeah,
that would have been a perfect.
I would have
circle. But,
yeah, I really would have liked that.
I wrote one note that I wrote was there's a lot of like a ton of just hunky staring from Hansel. Like he's.
I mean that was his move.
Like
at the
he's
time.
just sort of like like he's so infatuated with her.
Yeah, they meet in a cancer support group.
Yeah, they meet in a cancer support group, and he's just like the whole time just like dreamy staring.
Yeah,
and just like smiles, smirks. Like he's just so.
I mean, he's a baby driver.
He's a baby driver.
Yeah.
And name another thing he's in, Scott.
He's in.
Were you going to say that he's young Han Solo? Because I also thought he was the same guy as that guy.
I don't think he is, though.
I don't know what that guy's fucking name is.
I don't know what that guy's fucking name is either.
Pete Davidson.
Taron Egerton is another name like that of people that look like that. The other thing I know he's in is the song You Can Count on Me featuring Logic, which is a song I like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Solo, a Star Wars story, is Alden Ehrenreich.
Shut up.
Ehrenreich.
No, get out of here.
Alden Ehrenreich.
No, I'm not even gonna look at it. No.
Alden Heidenreich.
You can shove that phone in my face all you want. You can push me down, knock out my teeth, fuck my mouth, whatever you want. I'm not gonna look at that phone or acknowledge that is a man's name.
All right.
That's some sort of young Han Solo. I won't do it.
Okay.
It's
all right. I'm not. Hey, nobody's folding you down and putting a dick in your mouth yet. There's still time.
Ansel was wearing a pretty sick Rick Smith's Pacers jersey.
And that was the last note you took.
Which was, one of the last notes I took. Oh, okay. One thing I did not care for. There was a lot of recent, at the time, slang in the movie that has aged really lame. At least for cool people like me. There might be people who are listening who go, I think that slang is still cool. Well, you're lame.
Also, your baby.
Also, your baby. But also, don't tell anyone. Now, like in the span of less than 5 minutes, they did both of So That Just Happened and What Is Life. I'm like, you can't do both of those really lame, like, vague Facebook post titles.
Oh, I use those like every day.
Every time something good happens to you, you're like, what is life?
Yeah, absolutely. Have you not been listening to me when I speak to you?
No, I just wrote 2014 sucked. such lame slang. Not even slang, just like I just like the idioms of the time. Yeah, hated them.
Hated them.
Yeah. So the deal is, she, like a dumb girl, has already used her Make-A-Wish on Disneyland. Because she has zero imagination.
Oh, because she's a dumb woman?
I mean, I didn't want to explicitly
Women
say
are
that.
Stupid, and I don't respect them.
Now, what kills people?
What kills people?
Yeah.
I don't kill people. Guns kill people.
Are you sure?
No.
Or is it the
guns don't kill people? I kill people with
guns.
Wasn't that was a Charlie Haas shirt too, right? Wasn't it? It was just I kill motherfuckers, and then a picture of a gun.
I think so. Yeah, just a very scary shirt.
Yeah.
What are women?
No, we're not doing that one. That one I think is a little too far.
It's just song lyrics.
Yeah, but if it had the N-word in it, I would say it. But
if you were to name, I don't know, off the top of my dome, 4 things that women are good for.
Cooking, cleaning, their vaginas, and their sisters' vaginas.
The big 4.
Shout out to Canadian Jean,
to fellow Canadian,
Lejoie.
but regrettably French Canadian.
Yeah, that's okay. He speaks English.
He does speak perfect English.
Taco from the League.
Yeah, a good man.
Check out his songs. They're pretty funny.
They're good.
Pretty funny.
They are good for white men and nobody else.
Yep.
But luckily we're in the wheelhouse.
I hear he's the Helen Keller of sexual stuff.
I heard that too. So yeah, he uses his Make-A-Wish on them getting to go to Amsterdam to meet the reclusive author of this book she loves, because she had written to him before and he never responded. Ansel wrote to him and he responded right away.
Gee, I wonder why.
Could it be, if I was to hazard a guess, because dudes rock?
Dudes rock.
Okay, fair enough. So they go to Amsterdam, and it's Willem Dafoe.
I just wrote Willem Dafoe.
An unpleasant Willem Dafoe who's
but he's
just sort of a dick.
But he's always pleasant.
I know, that's it. I felt I didn't want to buy unpleasant Dafoe. I'm like,
I thought it was just all ruse.
I thought he was gonna turn cool.
Yep.
He tried a little bit at the end, but not hard.
I definitely thought they would give him like a sympathetic
some kind of
redemption.
Well, they did a
redemptive arc. Yeah.
But he was by no means like a good guy at the end of the movie. But,
that being said, he's the only part of the movie I liked.
Yeah. Yeah. He was good. Yeah. So he's just sort of a dick to them for no reason.
Yeah.
And then his assistant takes him to the Anne Frank house, or as I like to call it, Room with a Jew. And
nice. Nice.
And they have a nice time. And who doesn't?
No.
No.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Jew.
Okay, come on. We're running a family show here, Drew. Jesus Christ.
Did you just take a shit in the Anne Frank house? Woo! Do not go in there. Ace Ventura.
Yep. A classic. Ace Ventura, European Vacation.
Ace Ventura, European Gigolo.
Oh, yeah, there was a European Gigolo. I don't know if I ever watched the second one.
It's dumb, but it's actually pretty funny.
I mean, I like the first one.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I think I wanted to leave the memories alone with the first one.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll work our way towards Deuce Bigelow, European
My
Gigolo.
dick's not short. It's thin.
Like spaghetti.
Spaghetti stick here. Yeah, so where do we go with these fucking people? Yeah, so they get back and they pull a switcheroo because he lost a leg to cancer, but is basically in full remission, and she's just like gonna die.
Oh, she's on the fast track to being a corpse.
She's on the highway to hell.
She's on the highway to hell. Yeah.
Well, then they switch it, and his comes back with a vengeance, Die Hard 3 style.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. Hey, if you want to give us a Bruce Willis movie, I'll take Die Hard with a Vengeance over anything from the 2010s or 20s.
Yep.
Except Glass. The exception that proves the rule.
What about Looper?
How about Pooper?
How about Pooper? I like Pooper.
I'd watch Bruce Willis get shit on. Or shit on someone else.
Yep, me too.
And, yeah, so, I don't know, he dies. He dies. Willem Dafoe comes to the funeral and sort of tries to make the face third. Like, he gets in the car with her as she's leaving.
Fuck her.
And explains a little bit. And, like, his daughter died of cancer at 8, blah, blah, blah. And then he gives her this letter or whatever. And she's like, too little too late. Fuck you still.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But then the other friend says, "Hey, your dead boyfriend, your dead cancer boyfriend, gay had written in this thing." So she goes back and looks, and Willem Dafoe hadn't written it. It was a letter that Hansel Flim Flam had written to him asking for help. Oh, because they did the thing where they wrote each other's eulogies.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forget about that. Yeah.
And then he did like a living funeral with her and the other friend. So you could
Nat Wolf,
yes.
who had a weird temper tantrum scene earlier.
Oh,
that was real weird because like the two of them were still acting like normal while he's smashing shit in the background.
Yeah.
It must have been really hard to do that scene.
That was an interesting scene. Yeah. His cancer girlfriend just broke up with him.
Yeah.
And meanwhile they're having a budding new cancer romance.
A butting.
And and then so she reads the thing he wrote to Defoe about her, and it was all very nice, and then it sort of ends from there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's we didn't have a ton to say about this one because it's sort of a straight ahead movie. It's not bad. It's like very competently made. The acting's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing like outlandish or wild about it. Like it's a very straightforward, like sad drama with a little bit of like upbeat romance in it.
Yeah, I didn't cry. I knew it was a thing.
Why would I cry?
I knew it was a thing that I could cry
Scott,
at.
I'm not a homo. I don't cry.
As long as you're not a homo.
Only homos cry.
Now, a movie that's not for homos.
A movie that could have made me cry.
True. Jinro, The Wolf Brigade, 1999, from resident anime specialist Leo Larkin, who has helped us in the past identifying the anime where the student seduces his teacher.
Yes.
Which is tight.
Hey, Leo Larkin. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think this was on my radar, but it was probably something that I would have just kept like, oh, I would like to watch that, but I have other things.
But I have a handwritten list of 250 other movies first, and it's not on.
Also, they just added a F9 to Crave to today, so that's what I'm gonna watch later. So,
John Cena.
John China, playing the brother of Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
So
I hope they get in a feud too. I hope Vin Diesel alienates every wrestler.
Well, I hope they finally give Vin Diesel his own Fast and the Furious spin-off movie like he wants.
No, only Rocky.
Oh, you mean the main character of the Fast and the Furious movies?
If Vin Diesel hears you say that, he will flip out.
Do you know how much money he makes just to do the voice of Groot? Like,
I heard it's like $25,000.
$25,000?
Sure, that's a lot of money.
What if I told you
that's a 1999 Ford Escort with low mileage?
What if I told you to do the voice of Groot in every movie, video game, blah blah blah?
It's so much money.
$54.5 million.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
To say, I am Groot.
I am Groot.
But to be fair, some are with different inflections.
Yes, and Teen Groot was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's about $2.5 million per inflection.
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
I'd give him like maybe 25 different inflections. Sorry, 20. 20 different inflections.
Oh, yeah.
2.5 mil
maybe
apiece.
less.
Maybe less.
Maybe less.
Maybe it's 5 mil per. But not a bad gig, Vin. Not a bad gig for some fucking loser meathead who used to rent sports cars and hang outside restaurants that he knew producers went to in hopes that some would pick him up. And it fucking worked!
So, okay, are you really that mad at him?
I don't know what these feelings are inside of me.
Do you, like, legitimately like any Vin Diesel movie? There's one that you like.
The Pacifier.
Have you seen The Pacifier?
No. Do I?
A Man Apart.
No.
Chronicles of Riddick. Just Riddick.
I think just Riddick.
Oh, okay.
Just Riddick is
No, come on. Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage is fucking sick.
Where he fucking skis down the mountains so that the locals can watch soccer.
Yeah, I do like a 50-year-old bodybuilder skateboarding down a mountain.
Yeah. You know
I can't be mad at that.
Okay, enough Vin Diesel. On to...
And also, when Ice Cube showed up, one of the biggest theater pops I've ever
That was a
heard.
big pop. That was a big pop, yeah. So, General of the Wolf Brigade, 1999. Of course, as we stated, it's an anime.
It is an anime. It's directed by a guy who hasn't directed a lot, but he has been like a key animator on a lot of big stuff.
Which I think a lot of people in the 80s and 90s were.
Yeah.
They would do like 1 or 2 movies every like 8 or 10 or 12 years, but everything else was just like working on every other anime that was being made.
Because this guy, Hiroyuki Okiura, sorry, let me say it right. Okiura Hiroyuki, was like a main guy on Akira and Metropolis and Ghost in the Shell.
For the love of God, get me on fucking Akira. Somebody pay us $50 to watch Akira.
You know what?
I will do it.
Yeah, someone pay us $50 to watch Akira.
Also, if you don't do it and then we get through the 4th episode, I might still just watch it.
But preferably. Yeah, so all of those and Catnapped.
Catnapped?
Yes.
Never seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but if I'm remembering correctly, in my, I don't know, perusal, you say? In my perusal of animal transformation media on the internet over the past 25 years, I do believe I have come across scenes from Catnapped before where, and I think it is sort of a the cat returns situation where humans go to cat world and turn into cats. So upon seeing that, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta fucking watch that.
He was also key animator on noted movie you and I both love, Your Name.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Damn, that was...
That was an emotional journey.
Man.
That movie was like... It healed my heart.
Yeah, like, oh, goddamn, like, one of the most pleasant surprises of the, I don't know, 500 movies I watched in 2020 for the podcast.
Yep.
Like, that is in very rare air among a couple other movies for that, because I knew it was a popular, like a very high grossing anime with good ratings, reviews, and I'm like, oh, I should watch this, and oh goddamn, it's so good, and I'll get emotionally invested in good movies regularly enough, but rarely do I find myself like rooting so hard for something to happen. I'm rarely on the edge of my seat alone watching a movie going, come on, get it,
I need this to happen,
I need this. Yeah.
Dear God, I need this.
Yeah.
What
a good movie.
I actually kind of genuinely felt that way at parts of this movie. Especially in the beginning when she was trying to like escape in the tunnels. And I was like really invested in like, oh, please get out. Like, please get away.
She
didn't?
She's not getting out.
So yeah, I guess essentially it's post nuclear fall, like it's nuclear fallout.
Post-nuclear fallout, but Germany did it.
Yeah, it's like alternate reality.
Sick.
So does that mean that Germany won the war and then turned on Japan?
Yes.
I like it. Heel turn.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah. Okay. Who would have thought Germany, of all countries in the mid-century, could pull a heel turn like that?
If you win, right?
Yeah.
Winners write history. So
Yes.
then the Nazis wrote themselves as the good guys.
Absolutely.
But so that means they're the good guys, and then they heel turned Japan.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, nuclear fallout in alternate reality where Germany now pretty much controls most of the world.
Yeah, so there was like sort of occupation there for 10 years, and now they're sort of like getting out of occupation, getting back to themselves, trying to get economic growth, blah, blah, blah.
But there's
blah.
tons of, like, everything is German inspired, which is not only a part of just, like, the story, but just anime in general is very much, like, inspired. Like, there's a lot of German inspiration in it. I mean, most notably is, like...
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan, where all of their names are German.
Yeah, it's all German and Japanese, and that's it.
Yeah, but, like, in this, there's, like, you know, like, they're all carrying Lugers. They drive Volkswagens. The costumes that they're like, the military, the armor that they're in is very.
It's very like Nazi stormtrooper-esque
looking. But yeah, so
esque, if you will.
Esque. There's a
P.S.
group of.
I forgot that Ludwig Borga, Tony Helme, has an SS tattoo. Or had. He's fucking dead.
Well, he's fucking dead. He was also in office in Finland.
Yes, he was in Parliament as a Nazi.
Fucking great.
Kind of cool.
Fucking great.
In the 20,000s.
20,000s.
I didn't know. I couldn't remember if it stretched into 2010s, but definitely in the 2000s.
So yeah, there is sort of there's the military wing of the you know, trying to build back up the nation.
Yeah.
But then there is also the sort of rebel, the outside of the main political spectrum that are trying to fight for their freedoms.
Yeah, like underground rebels.
An underground sort of...
the sect?
The sect.
Yeah, I think they're called.
But then there's also... Well, eventually there's also sort of revealed to be a secret... like small faction within the military side that are kind of doing their own thing, but on a very secret level.
Yeah.
And there's rumblings of it, but
double secret probation.
But nobody really knows like how high it goes. And that of course is called the Wolf Brigade.
Yeah.
Which is the name of the movie. And so it starts off with like you're sort of getting introduced to the world they live in, and then there's a massive protest against the occupation, and there's like an agreement between the local police and the military, where like the local police will handle everything unless it gets wildly out of control, and then the military will take over. So there's like this kind of like agreement that neither side is really comfortable with. But during, excuse me, is there noise over there? Did I just hear a pink?
No.
Like a dink?
That was outside, you silly goose.
A total. So yeah, they're during the clash, there's sort of like these more extremist rebels that decide that they're going to throw a bomb into the police. Which
they have these like satchels like just filled with
like these
explosives,
wires you can pull out that explode.
Yeah, it's a grenade bag.
Grenade bag, yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
So the main protesters aren't part of this like militarized sect.
Yeah, the sect
They're
is
just
like
the people in the city that don't want the military control. They're not like overly like, you know, they're throwing bricks and rocks, but they're not like being aggressive and agitating to the point of like a conflict. They're just like defending themselves.
And then the sect are like Antifa if they weren't pussies.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So they run in. A guy throws the bomb and explodes. A bunch of the police officers kind of like get injured.
Yeah.
So then the police and like sort of like they just decide, fuck it,
we're in.
Like we're in.
We're tagging in.
So the military comes in and they just start blasting smoke shells and stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen a like a younger female character.
Yeah.
Who's sort of like been, we've seen a little bit of her, but you don't really know what she's doing.
You see her pick something up for her mother or
they say it's for your mother.
Yeah.
And so she takes it, and then when all this goes down and the military starts attacking, she runs away and flees into the underground, into the sewers, which is where the sect is sort of like that's where they sort of like run their missions and their transportation to get around.
Ninja Turtle style,
because they're Asian and Ninja Turtles are Asian turtles.
That's true.
So she gets down, and then they sort of tell her, like, okay, like, you get out of here. Like, you run, get away from here, go to this area to get out. They're going to stay down there and try and, like, defend the area and also just sort of, like, ambush the military. So then, the military comes in, and they're all dressed. It's, like, essentially, like, metal stormtroopers, like heavier duty armor, big masks, face protection, and they've all got like side handled machine guns.
Yeah, like giant automatic Gatling gun.
I
was thinking, like, I would like to fire an automatic weapon once.
Well, let's go to anywhere in Eastern Europe and just pay $5 and we can blow up a cow.
That's true. We can. Yeah. It seems like it'd be fun for a bit.
Absolutely. They come down there. She's trying to run away. Eventually, and it's just this scene of her running through tunnels, tripping, like looking behind her. She can hear them like marching in the tunnels and in the water. She's like struggling to get away. She almost gets caught a couple times, and then she runs down these flight of stairs, and she's running towards like a light that like to let her out. And then she kind of hears them, and they are cornering her, and there's one...
Yeah, but before that, we see some of the other people just get blown the fuck away.
Then we see, like, all the guys for the sect that have been helping her.
Yeah.
They sort of get cornered, and they're going to try and escape up this ladder out to the street.
Yeah.
But then they all the military surrounds them and is like, fucking throw the guns down, because they want it, like, they say, don't, like, you can kill them, but don't kill all of them. Let's try and get a couple of them.
Yeah.
So they can, like, torture them and get information.
Yeah.
And as they corner them, they just decide, like, well, fuck it, they're not getting us alive. They start blasting, and then the military just fucking shreds
them to shreds.
Yeah, like bloody, violent, very
when that
graphic.
happened, I'm like, oh, this is one of those don't fuck around animes.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, the graphic violence of it was like very realistic. Like it didn't look over the top, cheat, like cartoony. It was like very, very realistic.
However, not the most graphic thing in the movie.
Absolutely not the most graphic thing in the movie.
Don't you worry.
So so she ends up getting cornered, and there's one officer who has her lined up, and like he's like ready to go, and the rest of the team are sort of like yelling at him to shoot her.
Yeah.
And then she has this bag in front of her, and it's very like it's clearly the same bag that the guy who blew up the bomb earlier.
And I'm like, how's this gonna go?
Yeah, I wasn't sure, because I assumed she was going to be the main character.
Me too.
Because you don't show her all escaping and running, and then you're like not the main character.
I didn't think our quote unquote protagonist was going to be military police.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a resistance person.
So she pulls the cord out.
When she pulled the cord, I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Child suicide bomber.
Yeah.
This rocks.
She's maybe like 16.
She's teens.
Yeah. And as she's about to pull it, like he's saying like, why?
Yeah.
Like why? And then she pulls it.
Yeah.
And one of his teammates like tackles him out of the way. She off camera like just fucking completely explodes. Like there's they even say later like there was nothing to recognize
to identify
the body. So they save him, and then now we fast forward, like flash out to like the a couple days or a week later or whatever, and he's running around the track outside of
and his superiors are all mad at him for not just shooting her.
Yeah, and he's got like some bruising and scarring and stuff, and they're like asking how he's okay, and he's just like running around, and so it's the police and the military, and they're sort of just like, hey, this agreement's not fucking working.
Yeah,
like we need to figure something out because we got to stop them from like now they're taking it to the next level. We need to stop them. So they're like, what, like who is this guy? So then we get sort of the backstory of like he's he's like relatively new. Like he's somewhat recently out of military training. Fuse.
Yeah.
He's just
spelled like fuse.
Yes. Yeah. So he's just out of training, and he'd only been like, he'd been bouncing around with squads for a bit.
Yeah.
And then he's so he's sort of going to be like the main character, and he's having visions, dreams about her.
Yeah.
Like he sees her in his dreams, and he kind of like he obviously is very guilty about what happened.
Yeah.
Because like if it wasn't for him, she would be alive. In theory, would be alive, although she would have been shot. But whatever.
Yeah.
So he decides to like figure out. He gets information from one of his friends who's also in the military about who she was, and he goes to the sort of mausoleum or whatever.
Yeah, like where her ashes
are to find her, and he finds another girl who's like a little bit older.
Yeah, lighting a candle,
who looks very, very similar to her.
Yeah.
But that could also just be because it's Japan and they all look the same. So they have a conversation off screen where he explains to her what happened. And then kind of says like, well, aren't you mad at me? And she's like, well, no, you were both just doing your job. Like it happened, but like I can't be mad at you, and she also was involved in this stuff, so like it was just bound to happen.
Such is life.
Yeah, like it's gonna happen. So then they sort of like, but it's never established who she is.
It's kind of implied that she's the older sister. Of the dead girl.
But it's never like they don't like she never says, "Oh, that was my sister."
Yeah.
It's just sort of that like they are connected.
They're similar in age and they look similar.
Yeah. So they kind of like start to develop this connection between the two of them.
Not really a romance.
It's not really a romance per se.
But a connection's a good word, actually.
He's obviously feeling guilty and just using her as like a surrogate.
Yeah, he's trying to
for the dead sister.
Yeah, like sublimate his guilt.
Yeah,
like,
so he has like he's sort of like saying his like truths to her about how he's feeling. And eventually what ends up happening is the government officials are like, well, we can see that he's like not okay. We don't really trust where his mind is at.
Yeah.
So we should just fucking get rid of him. Mm-hmm. Like the easiest solution is just to take away the problem, and then there's no more problem. Mm-hmm. So what ends up happening is in real life, he like goes with her to the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
Right? That's first, I think.
Yeah.
So they go to the Natural History Museum where
there's tigers.
But there's like a wolf display,
yeah.
And he goes there and sort of like that's where he ends up getting all the information from his military friend about the girl, but then he goes and meets her there, and they have this like kind of story or whatever. And earlier when they were like first met, she gives him like a package, and in the package is like Little Red Riding Hood
in German.
Yeah. And so now she says like, I was gonna put this with her ashes, but I forgot, so like here, you take it. So now he's like, there's a voiceover narrative of reading the Little Red Riding Hood story.
And throughout the movie there's like a Little Red Riding Hood narrative, because like the girl who died at the beginning, it was wearing literally like a red jacket,
red hood,
and like picking up the package for her mother, and then
the wolves in the Natural History Museum that they have the conversations in front of twice. And
then throughout bits of the movie, it's the actual like Red Riding Hood story is voiced over. Also, the darkest telling of the Red Riding Hood story I've ever heard, which I assume is the original real one.
Absolutely,
because every original fairy tale is fucking horrifying.
Yeah, and like they're all great.
Oh yeah,
like every original telling of a fairy tale is like leaps and bounds better than what most people would know about. Like Jungle Book. Mm-hmm. Like everything Brothers Grimm,
a Little Mermaid, like a lot of Hans Christian Andersen stuff is like crazy dark.
It's fucking great.
But I don't think I knew that in proper Little Red Riding Hood that the wolf made Red Riding Hood eat her mother's flesh and drink her blood.
Yeah.
Did you know that, listener? That's a fun thing you learned today.
That is a fun book. And yeah, and like, you know, the sort of like children's version of like, you know, the huntsman comes and kills them,
Yeah.
and then grandma's still alive in the belly, and then she's fine. It's cool. Like,
Except
nope. Not at all.
Wolf kills everyone. End. Yeah.
So he continues to have like visions of her, and so now he's having a vision of he like sees her in the sewers.
Yeah.
And he goes to like follow her.
Yeah, and there's been like allegories made between like the military police and wolves/beasts.
Yes. Yeah. And so at this point is like we fully see like live wolves, the same ones that are in the Natural History Museum like display, and they like as he's chasing her, like one appears.
Yeah.
And then he's running more, and then like another one or two appear, and then
several,
and then eventually he's like running with 6 or 7 wolves.
Yeah.
And he gets to like this big golden gate, and he thinks he's lost her, and she's on the other side of the gate, and she's about to run away, and he goes like, wait, I have to ask you a question. And then she turns around and kind of says like, you know, you have to stay there, you can't come with me. I guess like kind of essentially saying like, you know, like that you have to move past this. It's over. Like she's trying to get him to move on, and then the gate like swings open, and all of the wolves just fucking steamroll through the gate, chase her down,
tear her apart,
just fucking limb from limb, and like
Jesus
and
Christ.
not even like, you know, like vaguely implied, or like you can kind of see them like mauling, but there's
they rip her apart.
Yeah, like you see graphic like skin, blood. Like you can see her like whimpering because she's still a little bit alive.
It was nuts.
It was fucking insane.
Yeah,
like it was as top level as the scenes in The Grey where the wolves are like eating people.
Yeah,
like it's that realistic. And so then he like runs.
It was
in
the Anna Grey.
Yes. So he runs through the gate and like can't stop them, wakes up, and he's like completely freaked out. And then he gets a phone call from the sister, who says like, hey, there are these guys following me, and they've been following me for a while.
Can you meet me?
Can you meet me here? But they don't say where. So then he, he sneaks out of because he's like living on like a military base.
Yeah, which you can't leave.
But
so
then he just very easily leaves.
He's very good.
He climbs out a window, slides down a drainage pipe,
jumps over barbed wire,
and then just sort of like does like a backflip over barbed wire, like no problem.
It's pretty sick.
So he goes and meets her. Turns out that she's meeting him at the Natural History Museum, even though it's closed.
Yeah.
But what happens is, so she's there, and you see a couple of guys like up on a balcony in the museum hiding.
Yeah.
So you're like, those must be the guys. But then it turns out that there's like
the guys are with
that there's like 100 guys in the building.
A lot of guys,
and they're all the police.
Yes.
And she's been working with the police.
Yeah. So she was a former sect member.
Yes.
Who's been like captured and turned by the
flipped.
police. And the plan here is to frame Fuse.
Yeah.
Picking up like a bomb from
her,
a supposed
sect member of the sect,
so that then fucks him.
Yeah, that they can get him.
Yeah.
But he's not aware of the plan. He realizes like, well,
but he's good at his job.
He's good at his job. So he starts taking out like rear naked chokes, guillotines, fucking flying arm bars, Darce chokes. He's just doing his jits. Anacondas. He's just been doing his jits to everybody.
Jujigatami, Wakagatami, Sasorigatami. That's a sharpshooter.
Hell's Gate.
So take her care of business.
So he like one of the first guys he gets. He has like a really elaborate plan of he like wraps the machine gun in the guy's jacket,
Yeah.
gets to a certain point, and then chucks it down like 5 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
So it lands on the ground level and then just starts going off.
Yeah.
So all the bad guys like freak out, run down the stairs.
Follow that down.
Then there's only like one guy left that's kind of protecting her. So he goes and like knocks him out, takes his gun, and then points it at her. And
Yeah.
then is sort of like what, like, is this even supposed to be a real gun? And she's like, no, they don't trust me with a real gun.
Yeah.
So you realize that he sort of has like discovered
He
what
pretty
the plan was.
quickly has figured it out.
Like he realizes that this isn't just her saying,
Yeah.
oh, I'm being followed. Like she's working with them.
Yeah.
So then, but then like she kind of almost immediately has a change of heart because she does have feelings for him.
Yeah.
But she was kind of torn between the feelings and like doing what she's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide to escape. They like fight their way out and knock out some more people, steal a Volkswagen Beetle, and then have like a race away, and they escape. And then he makes a phone call to the guy who's his friend.
Yeah.
And says like he has some information. Then we see a meeting of the like police and the military where they're like, hey, this guy's a fucking problem. Like we really need to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So then they arrange a meeting.
He basically goes to meet up. Like we're pretty much at the reveal for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he goes to meet the one guy,
His like, oh yeah,
his contact.
He goes
yeah,
to meet his contact. Yeah.
in the sewers again.
In the sewers again. Yeah.
And so yeah, we might as well. So the reveal here is that this mythical Wolf Brigade is real. He is part of it.
He is part of it, and the guy who was sort of like the military liaison or his like mentor or trainer
Yeah.
that has been working like that has been in the communications with the police
Yeah.
is the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then the move here is to basically lure all the people in the system, like would it be regular police or military police? I guess regular.
police.
Yeah, the regular police who are trying to get him out and fuck with them, basically lure them in. Yeah, because they're basically they're setting a trap. They want to get caught there because they're ready for them.
Yes. They're using themselves as bait.
Yes.
But they know how that they're setting the bait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they get
I
our
guess that's
boy.
the definition of bait. So I don't know, whatever.
They get our boy Fuse in full stormtrooper attire,
gear. Yeah.
whereas all the police are just coming in street clothes, but they figure there's enough of them, and they're not expecting them to know anything.
No, yeah, they're not expecting an ambush.
Yeah, so they show up, and then it is just a fucking rampage.
Yeah, like a last level of a video game on your way to the final boss.
Yeah, Fuse just does a lot of murder.
So much murder. No one has ever murdered more people in one take than Fuse.
Yeah. So, like, literally everyone against them is dead.
Yeah. He blows everybody away. Kneecaps, skulls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just, like, ripping people in half.
Fucking brutal.
So now the Wolf Brigade is sort of, like, I don't know, destroyed the bad guys.
Yeah.
There's one guy left who, I mean, I guess we kind of glossed over him, sort of, which was like I don't know, was he a reporter or no, not a reporter, but he was like the investigator guy.
Yeah.
Who like he was trying to investigate, like, so over the course of the thing, he's trying to investigate like what actually happened and then how he's doing, but then he's also involved with the police, and he was also involved with her, like, at one point.
Yeah.
But then at the end, he's sort of like the one that has given the information to the police to go into the tunnels.
He was sort of the one that was fucking Fuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So at the very end, like, he gets shot in the leg.
Yeah.
He runs like a bitch.
Yeah.
He tries to escape and then just gets fucking shredded to pieces.
Yep.
So when they come out of the tunnels and then they're back up like in the main, like up in the world,
Yeah.
but they're like sort of in like a garbage dump or like a wasteland area,
Yeah.
like maybe where the bomb was.
Who knows? Yeah.
Like who knows? And he sort of like says goodbye to his team, his friends, and then it's just him and the girl, and they sort of have like their I don't know, moment, like they kiss at that point,
I think they might.
or they might have kissed before.
Maybe they kiss, but I think they might just hug here.
Yeah, they definitely kiss.
Yeah.
At one point they definitely like get intimate.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, and the deal is the other people in the brigade are saying it doesn't actually matter whether we have her dead or alive as long as they think we have her. So the easiest thing is to eliminate any problem she might cause by killing
kill
her.
her.
And but anyone against us thinks we have her, and we can blackmail them with it.
yeah, we can use that against them. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, you should kill her.
Kill her. Which he doesn't want to do.
No.
So then they have this sort of like moment where she's like finishing the Red Riding Hood story to him, and he's like just completely breaking down. Like he had pulled the gun on her.
Yes.
Then she sort of like crumbles to her knees and is like telling him like the Red Riding Hood story, and then like she stands back up to like hug him.
Yeah.
And then just the finish, right? There's nothing else.
Nope. It's hug.
Blam. You hear a gun go off, and then like I mean, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like why? She like okay, maybe she wasn't like the most loyal person, but like
because the wolf wins, motherfucker.
I know, but like so then she crumbles, and you're like, I can't believe he would shoot her, and then like they sort of like cut over to a bunker kind of thing on the side, and the brigade has shot her in the back, and killed her while she was in his arms.
Yeah.
So. Fuck.
So
real fucking bleak.
My last note is damn, Japan is fucking bleak
fucking
sometimes.
Bleak. Fucking bleak. But god damn it, I love this movie.
Really good.
Loved it.
Nice pick.
Yeah, great pick.
You're not the one we were
You're
yelling
not
at.
the one we're talking about. You are the ones who are the ball lickers. That leads us to
little
something
shop,
that Drew
shop of horrors,
hates.
little shop.
That is musicals. But I will say, of all the musicals,
Not bad.
this is one of the ones I hate the least. I still didn't like it.
Fair.
But if they were like, you have to watch a musical,
Cats.
this might be it.
Cats 2019.
In theaters where you force me to sit down,
It's like, sit the fuck down.
I tried to leave. I actually would have left. But Scott wouldn't fucking let me. God damn it. So, 1986, Little Shop of Horrors, the year I was born.
From Nick S.
Nick Sofferman.
Could be.
Could be. So, since I don't care about this one, I'm gonna let you.
Let me in.
Although I did take a lot of notes.
Well, then you can say some of your notes. So, this is a movie musical based on and off-Broadway musical based on a movie.
Correct.
Yeah. Roger Corman movie, I think,
Corman.
originally. Yeah.
Yep, with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, one of Jack Nicholson's first roles, which is very interesting.
Don't worry, that's going to come up later.
Why is this my first note?
I don't know.
I
What's your first note?
Oh, this is made by an elite pedophile. Very cool. Oh, the Geffen group. David Geffen, big time pedophile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Little St. James Boy?
Little St. James Boy. Half of DreamWorks? What's Geffen's thing? Imagine DreamWorks.
I don't remember.
One of them. He's one of them. He's a giant producer, and also an elite pedophile.
I like elite.
Yeah,
it's a cool word.
It is, and it's fine. I find it weird saying the term because it makes it sound like they're the best at being pedophiles. But which sounds better for what the actual kind is? Pedophile elite or elite pedophile? I guess pedophile elite.
Well, pedophile elite means like the highest level of people who are pedophiles. Right?
Yeah.
And elite pedophile means the best at being a pedophile.
Yeah. So I guess I want to say pedophile elite.
Pedophile elite. The richest people who are pedophiles.
Yeah.
They might not even be good at it,
No.
They're just pedophiles.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying... I can't make the claim that David Geffen is a good pedophile.
You don't know.
He might be bad at it.
Might be bad at it.
Yeah.
Might not be able to even get it up.
But I bet he's got a big boat.
He's probably
And he spent his share of time in international waters.
But bigger boat, him or Bryan Singer?
Bryan Singer is the biggest boat.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, no question in my mind.
The first note that I made was literally eye roll emoji and then text scroll intro.
Oh yeah, they did do a big old text scroll intro. Ugh. Look, we were hot on the heels of Star Wars,
I know.
and everyone loves a text scroll.
I know.
And Frank Oz is Star Wars related.
That's true.
There you go.
I do like Frank Oz.
Who directed this? Yeah, Big Yoda guy.
I'm a huge Yoda guy. A lot of people don't know that about me. Big Yoda guy.
and just apartment is just littered with baby Yoda merchandise. The child, if you were Grogu, if you will. I think that's Baby Yoda's actual name.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm also as you well know, a big Yoda guy myself.
Yeah, you're a Yoder.
I'm a Yoder.
A yodeler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means you're a Yoda diddler.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, if it was Baby Yoda, then yeah, because he's way too young.
That's true.
To be diddled.
That's true.
Yeah, so they established Rick Moranis pretty quick by having him drop big handfuls of things 3 times in 1 minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you, like, at that point, are you clumsy or do you have, like, a brain injury?
He might have cerebral palsy.
He might have the palsy. So it's I think amidst the big text scroll, they sort of establish things. Rick Moranis works in a fledgling flower shop. Yep. And there's a girl who works there who has the stupidest voice in the world.
Worst fucking voice. Audrey Wan needs to die.
Yeah, of the 2 Audreys in this movie, one needs to die first.
Abso-fucking-lutely. And, spoiler alert, maybe she does.
Maybe she does, depending on which ending you watched. Oh yeah, we got you know what? We've done this right in order. We got alternate endings back to back.
Sick.
Yeah. Good for us.
One of them has a good ending. The other one has 2 bad endings.
That is correct, yes. 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, Moranis has a crush on stupid voice girl, Audrey, and Audrey has a mean old boyfriend
who we'll find out about later.
Oh, we don't want him yet.
Well, I mean, I got some notes in between that.
All right. Yeah.
He doesn't come till much later.
No, he is later. We just know she has. Oh, yeah. She has a mean boyfriend who hits her.
Yeah. She got a nice shiner, and then he says, "Oh, I like your face makeup."
Yeah.
Did you got new makeup? Your eyes look great.
You look like a raccoon.
A one-eyed raccoon.
Yeah. Hey, one-eyed raccoon better than human woman.
Yep.
I liked the first 2 songs. I like Little Shop of Horrors, the opening theme, and I like Skid Row.
Skid Row's pretty good.
Skid Row's a good song.
Skid Row's pretty good.
When they get to like the Moranis solo part,
yes,
that's good. I legitimately I wrote because I wasn't expecting you. I'm like, I think I might like this music.
I got a couple notes for that.
Yeah.
I wrote, the set is actually amazing.
The set's cool.
The set is so well made.
Yeah.
And I looked it up.
Like, it's a set.
Yeah.
And it's even maybe supposed to look like a set.
I think it's supposed to look like a set.
But it's
like,
cool.
I think it's supposed to look like a musical.
Yeah.
Like a Broadway musical with a set.
It's good.
I looked it up. At the time, it is the largest Warner Brothers budget for a movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know the ending was one of the most expensive scenes. And
ever made.
Yeah, legit.
Fuck you, Avatar.
Fuck you, Avatar. Waterworld, get out of here.
Eat my ass. Then another note I just wrote is, are they all zombies? Because like during the song Skid Row, they're all just like kind of like walking around like they've got no brains.
They're sad. They're poor. They're just shuffling through life.
All right. I guess that's what happens. You just get zombie-like, zombified.
We gotta get out of Skid Row. Yeah, okay. We gotta get up.
All right. That was just a question.
Yeah. Another potential world-destroying danger brought to us by the Chinese.
Same guy who gave the Mogwai and Gremlins ?
Ooh, certainly same vibe.
Was it Mickey Rooney?
Was it Pat Morita?
Might have been Pat Morita.
Yeah, so Moranis...
he kind of decides that like the way to get more business
is to put
we need to start bringing in
plant in the window.
Yeah, we need to bring in like a weird, fancy, like eye-catching piece of candy.
So he went to his cool Chinese store, and they didn't have anything that cool. But then there was a solar eclipse, and then when he looked back, there was a weird little penis plant that
very phallic
that he didn't see before, and he's like, "Give me that dick plant." And then he puts it in the window, and then the flower store gets more business, and they're very successful.
End of movie.
And Audrey's boyfriend stops hitting her, and everyone's good.
Audrey 2, which is the plant, is absolutely an uncircumcised penis.
If a Venus flytrap was a penis, then you have Audrey 2. Yeah, which Seymour names after Audrey.
After his dumb cunt love.
Yeah.
Who's got the worst voice of anyone.
Audrey 2, cool voice.
Yeah, the guy from Monster Magnet.
It's not the guy from Monster Magnet.
It sounds like the guy from Monster Magnet.
It's the guy
Space
from...
Lord, mother.
Idiot.
Feed me, Seymour.
The guy from the Four Tops, which is like Monster Magnet. Very similar bands. Sugar Pie, Honey Bunch, a song by Monster Magnet. Same thing. Space Lord.
Or the Matt Hardy theme.
Or something on the ECW soundtrack.
Whatever.
I think there was...
Yeah, probably. After they put the plant in the shop, the old curmudgeon who owns it, his boss is like not really feeling it.
Yeah.
But then we get a surprise cameo by Christopher Guest, who walks in.
Who I did not recognize till the credits.
And is in love with the plant.
Yeah. That was like... very, very straightforward, like, setup punchline. Like, the owner's like, no one's going to see this plant walk in and want to give us business. Then Christopher Guest busts in, hey, I saw that plant in the window, and I'd love to give you some business.
100%. Yeah.
It was funny. It's a funny joke. Yeah,
it's actually,
it's a big hat. It's bigger than usual.
Yeah.
It's a big hat.
It's funny, because it's
funny hat.
Real big.
It's real big.
Then the flower shop starts taking off.
Yeah.
Gets real popular. Everybody's buying flowers. But then Audrey 2 starts to
kind of
wither
wilting,
and wilt. And he doesn't know how to like keep her alive. So while he's trying to help her keep alive, he pricks himself on one of her roses, and he starts to bleed. And then Audrey 2 starts making
disgusting kissy noises.
She starts acting like the little girl in Cuties who was real cock hungry, like. So he, of course, decides like, well, fuck it, I'll just feed her my blood, whatever. That's not a thing that won't result in horrible consequences.
Yeah.
Oh, a bloodthirsty plant? Who would have thought? So yeah, he starts letting her suck him off, and then
feeds it Biddy, makes it strong.
Feed it Biddy, make it strong. Bono want the Biddy. Then he becomes super popular, and he becomes sort of like a local celebrity.
And Audrey 2 grows.
And Audrey, gets healthier, starts to grow.
Yeah.
And everything's looking up. Then he becomes like a local celebrity. So he gets put on the morning radio show.
Yep. With like, I don't know, Winkler's World of Weird. Or whatever.
Something like that.
Who's John Candy.
And I wrote, the note I wrote is, John Candy, like, legitimately is the perfect radio host.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the exact voice,
so
the
good.
exact energy.
Yeah, the shit he was doing, like, the best, like, morning zoo bullshit.
So good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Really good. Yeah, I just wrote John Candy rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So good.
Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, and throughout the movie, we get all kinds of, like, little, just, like, everyone who was on a sketch comedy show in the 1980s was on this. You get a Christopher Guest. You get a John Candy. You get a Bill Murray.
You get a good Belushi. So now it's time for Audrey 1's cool boyfriend to show up. He's flies in on his flying motorcycle.
Yeah, like he flies in from like the third story of something.
Yeah. And it's Steve Martin.
And how would you describe Steve Martin's character?
Well, I just wrote Isaac Yankem DDS if he was a greaser who abuses women.
Pretty good.
So,
yes.
like, a masochistic dentist who's also a greaser and also likes to beat the shit out of his girlfriend.
And is addicted to nitrous.
And is addicted to nitrous.
Yeah.
Which will be his downfall.
Yeah. All the hits.
So, this led to probably my favorite scene in the whole movie, which is when he sees Audrey and Seymour, like, outside, and he, like, comes up to confront them, and he grabs them, and he's like, you little punk. And then he goes, hey, wait a minute, I know you. What's your name again? It's Cecil. It's Salmon. Seaman. And then she goes, it's Seymour. And he turns around and he goes, did I ask you?
I'm like, oh, he's going to pop her.
Hit her. Fucking hit her. This is the only time I want to see somebody hit her. Please, for the love of God, hit her.
Oh, he's going to do it.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Oh, there's a good thing earlier where Seymour was asking her, like, he's like, well, I mean, like, obviously he's bad for you. Why don't you leave him? And she's like, I can't leave him. And he's like, why not? And she said, he'd get angry. I'm like, you know what? Good answer.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Fair enough.
He's gonna be mad about it.
Asked and answered. He'd get angry. There was in like Steve Martin's intro song, there was a cool shot from inside a guy's mouth.
I wrote that too.
Nice. Well, Steve Martin
inside the mouth shot was great.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
like the mouth was real,
yeah.
real slimy, like a real tongue inside the mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, it looked good. Yeah, they did a fun job. So it carries on. Who gets fed first? Martin or Owner? Martin? Must be. Martin deserves it more.
Somebody else, because then that's when
Somebody
he
else?
knows he can feed Steve Martin to him. To her.
Okay.
So it must be the Owner guy. So yeah,
All right.
yeah, I think that's what happens. Yeah.
And also, at some point, Audrey starts talking.
That's what. Yeah, that's
important.
He starts like getting mad at her for something.
Do we call it her? Because it has a man's voice. I know it has a woman's. I think he just misgendered Audrey too.
How dare you misgender?
You're like,
you just assume that plant's gender?
He did. He like. It's Levi Stubbs. Like, I don't think we should be calling Levi Stubbs Audrey, but here we are.
Cancel culture. Cancel.
It's, you know what? It's cancel.
Let's cancel this. I want to look up what the lead singer for Monster Magnet is so I can call it. Monster Magnet. God damn, are they still a thing? They're still a thing.
Tell me they put out an album in 2021.
Lead singer, vocals, Dave Windorf.
Good name.
Discography, their last album. Oh my god, 2021.
Fuck yes.
And 2018, but 2021. A Better Dystopia, released on May 21st, 2021.
Do I own it on vinyl?
Yes?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
No, the only vinyl I own are two albums by The Doors, who Santino gave me as a joke because he knows I hate The Doors. That is the vinyl I own.
You know who I hate?
Santino?
The Eagles.
Eagles suck.
Eagles fucking suck.
I'm with you there.
So does all classic rock, though, so that's a different story.
Drew was molested by classic rock.
I was molested by classic rock. So now, maybe this is the point where we get the best character in the movie.
Better than Steve Martin?
Better than Steve Martin.
Okay.
Which is raging masochist Bill Murray.
He is great.
Who...
He's like, I think I need a root canal.
Yeah, like so he shows up to the dentist's office and he's just like the creepiest creep. Like
Right.
he needs like dental work, and then when he gets like the cotton swabs put in his mouth.
He doesn't need dental work.
No, sorry, yeah, he thinks he wants dental work.
Yeah.
So he gets like the cotton swabs put in his mouth, and he's being really overly sexual about it. And then at one point, while he's getting like drilled, like he's getting like his teeth like drilled and stuff, and
just shooting ropes.
Oh, like he's getting off.
Yeah.
And Bill and Steve Martin is like very unhappy about it. Like
Martin's
very
mad 'cause
angry.
Martin's a sadist.
Yeah.
And sadists don't like masochists.
Yeah. So,
Well, I guess it depends. I guess some sadists are fine if the person getting hurt likes it. But
Yeah.
not Steve Martin.
No.
Steve Martin, they need to be upset.
they need to be upset. So at one point, Bill Murray, as you said, is shooting ropes, leaving a snail trail. He's straight up, like he comes.
Oh, yeah.
Like he makes cum face, and then he's done.
Yeah.
So he leaves, and after he leaves, so one note that I did make was, Bill Murray, the tools that Steve Martin uses on Bill Murray in that scene, like the big, elaborate, like torture-y looking ones,
Yeah.
are the same tools, the exact same tools,
I'm ready for this fun
that
fact.
are used in Tim Burton's Batman on Jack Nicholson to become the Joker, and Jack Nicholson played the Bill Murray part in the original
Really?
Little Shop of Horrors.
That is actually very interesting.
So cool.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Huh.
Yeah, the exact same tools.
I like it.
That's very, very cool.
That's why I tune in, is for facts like that.
Me too. But yeah, and then I just wrote like Martin just fucking chewing up scenery. Like he's just like is all over the fucking place. And then
I love Steve Martin.
me too. I'm disappointed that he's difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
That makes me sad that people I like are difficult to deal with. Him and Mike Myers.
And Chevy Chase, your favorite of the SNL
I
crew.
mean, I like some stuff Chevy Chase has done.
The
So yeah.
aforementioned European Vacation.
So after Bill Murray leaves, then Rick Moranis is there to talk to him about like, hey man, maybe you shouldn't be so mean to Audrey. Like
Yeah.
she's such a sweet
Like,
girl.
shut up, nerd.
But then he gets him. He goes, good, someone I can torture.
Yeah.
So then he grabs him. He shoves him in the chair.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
gonna dentist rape him.
And then he puts on like this Mad Max Fury Road style breathing apparatus for nitrous.
Yeah,
And just starts getting fucking high.
pretty cool.
Cool guy. So
It kind of made me want to do whippets.
and poppers. You're a big poppers guy.
I'm not a big poppers guy, but
You don't like shoe varnish to loosen your butthole?
I
what it is?
am
Leather varnish?
leather
polish?
leather cleaner and also VHS cleaner.
Sick.
Yeah, and I wonder how much I can mention. Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me, legitimately. But let's just say, because it's perfectly legal to own. Some may have come back across the border last week with someone other than me in my car. Could be anyone. Could be anyone.
And end of story.
Not naming any names.
Moving on.
Don't like go back and listen to last week and say who was in the car with him, who he definitely mentioned.
Who is from, or even listen to the episode of Drunken Peasants and realize who else came down from Vancouver.
Who's driving home with Scott? I wonder. Yeah. No. Again, could be anyone.
It's a good thing he doesn't listen.
Who's to say? Yeah.
So Steve Martin decides to party a little too hard.
Yeah.
And he dies from nitrous.
Yeah. Which not a terrible way to go.
But then also, why does Rick Moranis feel responsible?
I don't really know.
Like,
I guess he's such a cuck.
Toxicity reports would
Yeah.
show that he died of nitrous.
Yeah. I think he's just such a cuck that anyone who dies in his
maybe.
proximity he feels guilty about.
Maybe. So he cuts him up. Choppy, his
Yep.
pee-pee, and then drags him all the way to the shop and feeds him to Audrey too.
Feed me.
N-word?
He doesn't say
No,
that.
but can you picture her saying it?
Very
Her
much.
saying it?
I really can.
Yeah.
Can
In
you
that
can you
voice?
picture they them saying
Can you
it?
picture them saying it? Feed me, beep.
Yeah, I definitely can.
So then eventually Seymour kind of gets a little distraught over the fact that he just fed a man
To a plant.
to a giant plant.
To a non-binary plant.
Then the non-binary plant decides, hey, listen, if you don't rat me out, I will suck your dick. And
Yeah.
I wrote flower boat blowjob, take it, you coward.
Yeah.
Number one. If any sentient being that is not human wants to suck my dick, there's no scenario where I'm saying no.
I don't like. I'm running through possible scenarios, not seeing a lot of no's.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like
I'm with you.
anything.
Yeah.
Just putting your human dick in the mouth of anything that's not a human.
Sentient.
sentient, and it's gonna feel good.
Yeah. Why
are you questioning
in what world do you not?
I love the other Audrey. I can't let this plant blow me.
Shut up.
Quit Hollywood, you bitch. I don't care if your wife dies.
Quit Hollywood, you bitch. Wow. And he did.
So what's next? Then Audrey comes and she's mad that he almost got his dick sucked by a plant.
So like he sort of enters into a Faustian bargain with Audrey, because Audrey's like, I'll make you rich and famous if you just keep on feeding me dudes.
Yeah. Dudes loads.
But it's sort of like, I feel like Audrey is writing checks he can't cash. Like, it does sort of work out for Seymour, but like Audrey's like promising him the world. Like, what can Audrey can just continue to be an interesting plant. That's kind of the ceiling of what Audrey can do for Seymour.
Well, no, but I mean...
And suck his dick, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong with sucking the dick. But no, like, as far as, like, you know, oh, look, now this plant can, like, sing and talk, and, like, he's, like, going to become rich and famous off that, I guess, is the idea.
The P.T. Barnum of they, them plants.
Oh, P.T. Barnum, noted cool guy who definitely
He's fine.
Okay. So then, so he enters into the agreement.
He definitely didn't put on display an African-American man with microcephaly, which was called What Is It? Implying that it was some sort of missing link, abominable snowman type situation, but also like anyone who wasn't like mentally ill who saw it was like, oh, that's a black man with a developmental disorder. What are you doing,
Scott? Different times.
Different times. What is it?
You weren't there.
But yeah, look, someone I'm sure
do some research on P.T. Barnum. And
describes
find out
it better than me. But yeah,
just
look up P.T. Barnum. What is it?
The Greatest Showman really doesn't do him justice.
But
also, another movie I hated. But anyways,
didn't see it. Too musical.
Also bad. Just bad.
Also, just come out, Hugh Jackman. What are you doing?
So yeah, he and Audrey get into an argument because she finds out he fed Steve Martin, like he's
maybe the owner,
or the owner, the owner. So yeah, it's the owner.
Yeah,
and so she gets all upset, and then because she's like a clumsy dumb bitch, she just like and falls into the mouth of Audrey too. Yeah, and gets swallowed whole.
Well, now from here it depends which version you watch.
That is true.
One
is better than the other.
What do we do first? The director's cut as God intended, or
do the theatrical release?
So in the theatrical cut, she falls into Audrey's mouth. Moranis rescues her from it. Yeah. There's a big ceilings collapsing scene, and what's going to happen, and is Audrey going to kill everyone? Moranis grabs like an exposed wire, zaps Audrey.
Bang.
Audrey's dead.
Dunzo.
At the end, they move to the
small town USA.
To small town USA. Move to the country somewhere that's green. Name of a song, and and then in the little garden by the white picket fence, there might be a little new Audrey. And what's gonna happen?
There's a little guy.
So that's the ending they had to reshoot after test audiences were not thrilled with the original ending.
Correct.
So, the original ending. Audrey trips, falls into Audrey 2's mouth. Audrey 2 gives her a real good chomp and mortally wounds her.
Yeah.
Moranis like gets her out, but she's fucked up, even though there's no blood.
Yeah. Well, you can't have blood in a musical.
That's true.
No, you gotta like Judy Hopps it and attach like a red ribbon and just like throw it up in the air as you're going.
You should, Judy. Hey, hold
Good
on.
reference?
Is the Zootopia series coming out like really soon?
Yep, it is.
Interesting.
Better get our dicks ready.
We're gonna have to set some time aside. Yeah, I feel like I had March 2022 in my head.
Yep, I think so.
Oh my god. Stop that. We're gonna have to halt the podcast for a while.
To wait.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Audrey 1 fucking
dead.
dies. And then Moranis goes back to Audrey 2, and he's like, "It's your fucking problem." And and Audrey 2 is like, "I'm a mean green mother from outer space."
A space lord mother. I'm telling you, same guy.
I'm telling you, it's Monster Magnet.
Monster Magnet.
And they have a similar showdown to the theatrical cut. There's much carnage and whatnot, and then Audrey 2 eats Rick Moranis.
Why not?
Dead. Hero dead. Girlfriend dead. And then from there is what has to be a 10-minute scene, which costs legitimately millions of dollars. And, like, for 1986, looks great.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Oh, also, like the
miniatures and...
Yeah, and also, like, just in general, like, the puppeteering and the look of Audrey 2, like, when it's big and, like, eating people size, looks awesome.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Really great design. Is that, like, sort of Frank Oz is doing?
Yeah, 100% Frank Oz. Yeah.
Yeah, so that, it looks fantastic. And yeah, so the last 10 minutes of the movie are, and they've sort of established that you can clip little buds off Audrey 2 and make more Audrey 2s.
Yes, it's a real Tickle Me Elmo type thing.
It is a Tickle Me Elmo type thing.
Where they're just like, in every store, everyone's got to have them.
Yeah. And the 10 minutes, millions of dollars, just bunch of giant Audrey 2s destroying America.
Yeah.
It just like wreaking havoc through the streets, and they're like at this point like 50 feet tall.
Yeah.
And just fucking everything up. They're on the Statue of Liberty, getting shot at to no effect by helicopters.
Yeah.
And then you just get a big the end question mark exclamation mark question mark at the end, and then Audrey 2 busts through that one and scares you.
Yeah.
And that's the movie. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Yeah. Crazy.
Scott's new catchphrase. Everybody dies.
Exactly. It's the cooler ending for sure. Like, I get why audiences wouldn't be psyched that everyone they were invested in dies.
That the two main characters one gets eaten and one gets maimed to death.
Yeah, so I get it, but the original, the director's cut is much cooler, and we agree what they should have done.
Yes.
Even if it's, again, sort of bleak, I guess. Like, just these plants take over the world and kill everyone. The end. Deal with it, America.
That's the better ending.
I agree. And really, would America be that much worse off?
No.
If it was overrun by giant plants and that killed everyone?
Next up. Escape Room, Tournament of Champions, in brackets. The one that Drew hadn't seen, which was... the extended cut.
Yes, brought to us by New Mexico, Scott Henson. Carlsbad, New Mexico. Driving around in my Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Correct.
You son of a bitch.
So you had seen zero cuts.
I'd seen zero, so I watched both because I'm a fucking professional.
Well, I'd already seen the first cut, so
I'm going to go on the...
Well, we're technically only talking about the extended cut.
But I got to talk about the theatrical first.
No, because that's not the one. The movie is the one Drew didn't see, which is the extended cut. We're not talking about both.
But you can't talk about one without talking about the other.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
What if only this cut existed? Then you wouldn't need to talk about the other cut.
You're right, but it does, so I'm going to talk about it.
But that's not the movie.
Look.
This is going to lead to divorce. Okay, I will allow it if you blow through the movie.
Sidney Lumet led to divorce.
Number one, if you blow through this part of the movie, I will allow you to do it. Yeah. Number two, give me a fucking cookie.
Yeah, here's a cookie. Shout out to Milka brand cookies, the Oreo one. It's like a double chocolate chip cookie stuffed with Oreo goo. They're pretty solid.
Not bad. All right, hurry up.
Number one, they said the name of the thing very early on. What are we? Some sort of tournament of champions?
What is this?
No, I know, but I was doing a Suicide Squad.
Oh.
Yeah. So I wrote now. This is like the first movie I watched.
I guess it doesn't matter because we can do this one and just talk about the different shit.
Yeah. So I wrote, and I guess I ended up being wrong. I wrote in the first scene, I think one of these fuckers is definitely in on it. Like it's a Saw situation. It's the man on the floor is the Saw. It's been a while since I've seen Saw also. And yeah.
I don't like that you assumed John Kramer's sexual identity.
The man?
The man. You don't know. John Kramer could be anything.
The they them plant on the floor.
Yeah. The she them.
Which guy? I wrote down the white guy. Oh, I guess like her sort of boyfriend guy.
The guy from the first movie.
Yeah.
They're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
But they've been thrust together.
Doesn't mean they're together. You and I get thrust together all the time. Doesn't mean we like each other.
I guess that's fair. I wrote the white guy might be a bad actor.
He's definitely a bad actor.
He was
the worst part of the first.
He was not good in a number of scenes.
Nope, I couldn't pull it. Which Wolf brother is he?
Oh, not Nat.
He's not though. He's
Dick.
He's neither.
Is he Dick Wolf?
He's Dick Wolf. I believe his name is Logan Miller.
Is he Wolf Wolfhard?
He's Wolf Wolfhard.
Then I skipped some stuff. We'll get to it when we do the whole thing, I guess. But the acid rain scene.
That's Scott. That you're skipping.
I know
so much.
I know. I didn't write a lot.
Okay, I'll just go through my notes very, very quickly.
But you'll be talking about the.
But it doesn't matter because there's going to be lots of crossover. But
there's also lots of not.
I know,
crossover.
but there's stuff that happens in both. So I'll do the ones that aren't just specific to this one. So,
and I guess we're mostly the same up to that point. Anyway.
When they all realize that they're trapped in the train, and they're back in the what is this, some kind of the escape room tournament of champions?
What is this, some kind of the escape room 2 tournament of champions?
They're all just so fucking snarky to each other.
Yeah.
And like, why? None of them have done anything to each other.
But I thought one did and was wrong. Like, one of them's definitely
they're all
be
doing because they're like sort of like revealing like what happened with their escape rooms, because it's a spoiler alert, as the title would state, these are all former winners of other escape rooms.
Mine was all soul survivors.
So they're like,
mine was all priests.
Yeah, so they're like, so the one girl's like, oh, mine was all influencers. And he's like, so what? Your special skill was that you're good at selfies? Like,
got her ass.
But like, also, why? You're in this together.
Yeah, I mean,
what's your fucking problem?
Okay, I'm torn on that because 1, that's good, legitimate snark, but 2, also not the time.
No, and then the other one, when he's like, oh, I'm a priest, and my agreement. She's like, oh, let me guess, 5 other priests. Like, well, even so, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but don't be a bitch.
Why are you being a cunt right now? You're all gonna die.
Also, if you're gonna be a cunt, go hard. Like, oh, let me guess, 5 other child molesters. There, I just made your dumb movie better, by the way. You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know how much of the plot we need to go to, because there's not really a lot of plot. It's self-explanatory.
It's escape room to escape room to escape room.
And the escape rooms kill you.
People die.
If you don't do it correctly.
Yeah.
So then the next one I have is in the second escape room. So the first escape room is the subway tunnel where it gets electrified.
Yeah.
And you have to pull levers to get coins to put into the slot to open a thing in the bottom. And they got to figure out the clues, right? Mm-hmm. If you're not familiar with what an escape room is, what have you fucking been living under a rock? They were the most popular thing for like 3 years.
Yeah, these movies suck, but they do kind of make me want to do an escape room.
You've never done one?
I've done one,
okay.
And it was fun.
I was gonna say, I feel because like, not a brag, I'm very good at them, but I feel like you would be very good at them.
I am built for them.
Okay, yeah, because I did one with a group, and I felt like I was the only one getting anything.
Me too.
So I was like, okay.
I did one with people from work some years ago,
okay.
And yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like it would be right in your wheelhouse.
I love that shit.
Yeah, me too.
Did you know that Jimmy Pardo briefly hosted an escape room game show?
I did not.
It's good. I think I have it all on legally downloaded hard drive.
Is it called Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions, the Jimmy Pardo edition?
Can't remember for the...
Is he related to Don Pardo?
Stop asking him that. I can't remember for the life of me what it was called, but fun show, and we should watch it.
Nice. I would love to watch it. So yeah, I wrote in the second room, which is a bank.
Yeah.
So the main girl is the girl from the first movie, who is like she's like a genius. Like she's a very intelligent human being who also just beat an escape room. So the second room, which is a bank, as soon as they get in the bank, she immediately runs to the front door and tries to open it, as if the creators of the game are just going to not lock the front door. Like, you're supposed to be the smart one, and you're doing the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
Like, you stupid bitch. like they've created this masterpiece of a creation, and you're just all of a sudden going to be like, oh, look, guys, they left the front door unlocked. Idiot.
Classic blunder.
Then, like, so the thing is that the floor has pressurized tiles that if you step on, lasers come out and they cut you.
Yep.
So you got to like figure out the path across the floor to get to the other side.
Yeah.
So then I just wrote razor sharp diamonds that you can't even touch.
I didn't care for that.
What?
That made no fucking sense. You can't pick up the diamonds.
But you can't even like put your hand on them or they
slice you. Yeah.
Like,
no.
Fuck off.
No, stupid.
Then in the bank room when they're like, after they figured out a few clues and like whatever.
And it's in this point in the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
They start dropping little things because like one of the most of the safety deposit boxes are numbered, and then one just says Sonia.
Yeah.
And also the numbers 0526 pop up a couple times in the theatrical cut and are never paid off.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they filmed two movies and just didn't put things together.
Yeah.
So the next thing I said is like in the bank room, after they figured out a few clues, and I don't remember the exact like thing they're trying to figure out, but they're trying to find the floor plans so they can figure out like they got to lay the map out on the thing,
right?
And she like has this big heavy like metal cylinder with the thing in it, and she just sort of like throws it, perfect catch,
like nothing,
doesn't even look, just like back, got it, totally unscrew it. Like you're a like 75-pound girl and you just caught that like you're fucking Jerry Rice.
She plays softball.
Sure. Is she a lesbian? I don't know. Okay, at this point, this point and then the next room is where I realize that the fucking redhead is completely fucking useless.
Yeah.
So when they're in the bank and they're like trying to figure out the the number combination or like the plan or whatever, and they're they're just looking at everything. They're like this. They're like, I don't know, maybe they're pulling out stuff.
Yeah.
She says these are their international accounts here, Tokyo and South Africa. Maybe that's it. But like, but that's it for what? You're looking for fucking numbers, you dumb cunt.
Maybe it's Tokyo and South Africa.
And then oh my god, I'm dying. So they get out of the bank barely. The next room is like a beach, but like a
lighthouse,
beach lighthouse,
cabin.
like a crab shack kind of thing.
Crab shack.
And there's some fucking awful CGI. The quicksand. Where like it doesn't even look real.
Okay, so
it doesn't even look like there was sand there.
Yeah,
it looks like there was a guy with like he was pulling up green screen pants.
Yeah,
as he was going under.
Yeah. So number one, the quicksand did not achieve what they were trying to achieve. 2, so Ben, the noted bad actor, and the priest, die in the exact same way in the quicksand, except Ben doesn't.
And your problem with it is what?
He
pulled his way out on the rope, and then when they tried to get the priest dude to come up, the rope broke.
I get, but like Ben got sucked in too, and then he shows up. What?
He held his breath.
Fine.
Took a big deep breath.
Big deep breath.
And then went under, and then he was like, okay, I can hold my breath for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So I got that much time to pull myself out. And he did it.
You know what?
He's a goddamn Olympian.
He did it.
The second thing that I wrote for that stupid red bitch is when they're trying to figure out.
Also, her gimmick is she can't feel pain.
Yeah, she was from an escape room of people who couldn't feel pain. So they're trying to. They're figuring out clues or whatever. They accidentally they're trying to find an anchor, and they pull it, and it like snaps a cable, and then all of a sudden everything starts sinking into the sand. Mm-hmm. So the three of them like run into the shack, and then they realize that like, oh, maybe we have to climb the lighthouse and whatever. So they separate. So while they're in the crab shack, and they're like literally the next dumb thing is, so she's like, oh, the clue is I can't see you, SEA. So then she just goes, oh, sea salt shakers? I don't know. Like, that's literally the line she says.
She's trying. She's
not.
She's throwing stuff out there.
She's fucking stupid.
She's talking her way through it. We're blue skying it here. No wrong answers.
Except that.
Except that. That might be a wrong answer.
I've never hated a character in a movie more than I hated her. So they get out of that, and then he ends up falling off the lighthouse and sinking in this quicksand. So then the redhead girl and the main girl get out through like a secret passageway that they find. Yeah, and then the black
which maybe
girl,
they weren't supposed, which might have actually been a design flaw.
Yes, maybe. Yeah. And then the black girl ends up getting out through the fridge.
The way you're supposed to get out.
The way you're supposed to get out. So then the next road I wrote is when they come out of they get out of the thing, they go through like this
I hope this is what am thinking.
They get through like a subway kind of like storagey area, and they see another ladder. Yeah. So they climb the ladder out of a manhole cover. Yeah. And they appear into like New York City. Yeah. And
all the sights and sounds.
Scott, how fucking retarded do you have to be to not realize you're outside? They get out of a subway tunnel where they can see like they can hear noises. There's taxis. There's like they're like, oh my god, we're outside, except for there's a roof 10 feet above us, and it's not outside.
Except the roof.
Oh my god,
that was
so
infuriating.
Fucking angry.
Yeah.
At that part, that was so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You can't tell you're not outside?
Yeah, it was a tough one.
Oh my god,
that was a tough
Jesus
one.
Christ. There's a fucking roof right there with like pipes and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a wall.
Yeah, but the wall looked like outside. Be fair, Drew.
My bad.
Be fair.
My bad.
The wall looked like outside.
Okay, now we can talk about the acid rain.
Okay.
Because I got one note about the acid rain, but I want you to tell me your note about that.
My note was all of the people who, because everyone who was still alive and was there got at least some little splashies of acid rain. Yeah. So everyone who was not the girl who can't feel pain was not selling that acid hard enough. Because that acid was eating through like metal and plastic like it was butter. Yeah. And they're like, ooh, acid rain.
Oh, and then they like brushed it off, and it was fine.
Oh, the stings a bit.
Ooh, I.
What it would like?
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
That's part of my argument, and also like the ground is still covered in acid rain.
Yeah.
So you can't walk on it because your shoes would still melt.
That's
correct?
Yes.
So because like the ground is soaking wet.
The floor is lava.
And like also they're like touching like the door to the...
Which just had acid on
it. Yeah,
the
door to the phone booth, the taxi. Like, they're touching
everything's
stuff.
Covered in acid.
And they're just like, oh, no, it's fine.
It's fine now.
It's cool. As soon as it touches something, it doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only notes I wrote for the theatrical version. Like, the ending is stupid, but I didn't write any notes for it. Because I didn't watch... This time, I didn't watch the... theatrical cut. I watched the extended cut.
Yeah, all I have after that is
fucking the rules.
Well, that ending was anticlimactic, and then once the closing credits were rolling, I'm like, so what the fuck was the 0526 thing? They never did anything with it. They just showed it a few times and never acknowledged it.
Why would they?
Well, that's because the theatrical version is a weird, unfinished mess of a movie.
Oh, it's so good, though. It's so good how much of a mess it is. Like, it is a really enjoyable piece of shit.
Sure, but, like, the theatrical, just like there's stuff in it that doesn't go anywhere.
Oh yeah, they could have cut stuff out.
Yeah.
Or like just like not made it a focal point. They're like very clearly looking at the Sonya.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
and like,
okay.
if you're cutting out all of the Sonya and 526 stuff, cut out all of it, not some of it.
Yep.
So very strange. And Sonya's a different person in the theatrical
and the
and extended. So in the theatrical, Sonya is who?
Sonya is the daughter of the woman from the first movie who fell during the pool one.
So she shows up at the end and is being used.
So the dumb redhead and the black girl get like melted with the acid.
Yeah.
The main girl gets like, she falls through the seat of the taxi and like kind of stumbles out of a door into like an attic room. Mm-hmm. And the attic room has some like toys and like a giant teddy bear that's like a nanny cam, and then she's sort of like trying to figure out, she reads like the blocks of whatever, and then behind her is like an armoire, and out of that falls the sort of like the macho-y kind of buff chick from the first movie who fell to her death in the pool room,
the billiards room where the floor fell out.
And what happened is they captured her and made her
using her to
design
make rooms.
The game based on her. And so then she says that the kind of thing of like, Sonya was her daughter.
I believe Sonya's her daughter.
And then she's like, if you don't see it, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then she's like, what do you mean it doesn't happen? If you don't see
you
it,
didn't
it doesn't
see
happen.
me die.
You didn't see me die, so it didn't happen. And then, of course, like, then Ben
also
then there's like a lit up window at the back of the room with Ben in it, and he's sort of like pounding on the glass to get out.
Actually, that's where I wrote the note. Because I'm like, well, we saw the same thing for the priest and Ben. So is the priest also not dead? Or is it just wildly inconsistent?
Who's to say?
Okay.
Who's to say? So then, like she goes to try and save him. The room starts filling up with water.
Yeah.
Then fire happens.
Then she like grabs like the pipes going to like the gas pipes going to the fireplace.
Oh yeah. Breaks the gas pipes out and like lights it so it explodes the glass.
Yeah.
And then he gets out.
Yeah.
And then they all escape through a door and back out into like the underground.
Yeah, and they go to the police.
They go to the police, and then the police like arrest some people.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
They arrest the guy that originally stole her phone, and then they chased him into the subway.
Yep.
And like some other random people at that building.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all it's ever explained.
Yeah, and then like they found other bodies there, and and they shut him down.
Yeah.
Boys, we got him.
We got him. End of movie.
And the extended is just the same thing but longer.
Oh yeah, just like 30 seconds more of additional footage that the director wanted in.
My first note: these are different movies. These are not the same movie. One is not an extended version of the other one.
No, so the extended version literally adds in an entire B plot that is also the A plot.
Yes.
So just the first note I made was the amount of unfinished CGI in the extended cut. So it's like this,
which I guess is why the theatrical happened.
Probably
is because the extended looked too bad, even though it at least the story makes a little more sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of it was just like the concept CGI, so it never got worked on. Mm-hmm. So whether or not they were like doing that cut and then we're just sort of like, it's over.
Fuck this.
So like, there's a guy, a man, and a younger girl and a wife.
Yeah,
and they're in like some mansion,
and they're in a poly relationship. The man, the girl, and the wife.
Yes. So the father is like the guy who designs the escape rooms.
Yes,
or that's what we're told.
The architect.
And the wife is like sick of it. Like she's over it. She's done with it. She doesn't want any more to do with it. She wants out. And so she decides to have a swim. Mm-hmm. And then after she has a swim, she goes into the sauna.
Has a steam.
In the steam. And gets locked in the steam room.
Let me tell you something about steam rooms. I have come around on them.
Oh.
When I was young, I felt like I couldn't breathe
Okay.
in a steam room. I did sauna's fine, like a dry sauna, all good. But like I felt like I was just breathing water.
Okay.
In a steam room.
Vapor.
But more recently, it's fine. I don't know what the issue was before, but I'm now pro steam room.
Good.
I'm back in.
Good.
Take me to a bathhouse.
I'm also into bathhouses.
Yeah.
Turkish bathhouses.
Yeah.
Where you get to fight Viggo Mortensen with his dick out.
And deny the Armenian genocide.
Yes. Yeah, so she ends up getting locked in there, and then by like these 3 metal bars that like slide through the handle to the door.
Yeah.
And they are unfinished CGI.
That is correct. For a while, I was trying to wrap my head around it. I'm like, something looks wrong about these.
They are like the proof of concept CGI.
Yeah. Like, this is what we have
at this
now.
point, the door will lock, and then at this point, 3 bars will come through.
It'll sort of look like this, but obviously more polished.
Of course, we'll do a better job. It'll look real.
Yeah.
So then she kind of like realizes that she's trapped in an escape room type room.
Yeah.
So she's like looking for clues. She finds a magnet, and then she has to like try and slide
A monster magnet.
She tries to slide the bars out, but it like the heat is like increasing like at a very rapid rate.
Yeah.
So eventually she like gets 1, she gets 2, then she starts to like very slowly. She's fading, and then fucking dead.
Yeah.
And and then then we go to the beginning of the regular movie. Mm-hmm. So then when the movie's happening, so then we go to the very beginning of the movie where like before they're getting on the. They're going to fly to wherever to go back to the game to stop them.
Yeah.
And then we go and we see like current day the guy who was in control of the games. And he has his daughter locked up in a glass room, and she's the one that's designing
and
the
he's
games.
Been raping her and having children with her Austrian guy style.
Oh god, I thought I could pull his name.
Oh, if you could, more power to you. I can't.
I could picture his face.
Heinrich Himmler.
And I can also think of the guy's name who was the cannibal, Armin Mueller.
Nice.
Who was
nice
the
Mueller.
Craigslist?
That was the consensual cannibal.
Consensual cannibal.
Yeah.
But
which is what Army Hammer is too, and I don't know why people are mad.
I don't know.
No one's getting hurt if everyone's into it.
Because he's rich.
Mutual consent.
Also, were they into it? I don't think so.
Shut up.
Okay. We gotta move in here because there's no way we're going under 5 hours.
Fuck. God damn it.
So,
I gotta do a 2-parter again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a 2-parter.
I hate movies.
Well, we can always just cut after escape room so you don't have to break it up.
Oh.
And then we can just do 2 separate recordings.
That's crazy enough to work.
Maybe.
What are we at for time?
2:50.
How many
and
more?
We're at number 5.
Yeah, let's do what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it turns out that it's the girl from Orphan who was playing the old lady.
I thought you meant wait, it's not Orphan herself.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
And my note is Orphan girl got some jumbo natties.
I was gonna say. I was expecting to because spoiler. I jerked off to this. I didn't expect to jerk off to Orphan.
Yeah, Orphan baby.
I'll be down.
Orphan, jumbo titties.
Yeah, good for her.
You know what? Good for her. She is also like much older than you think she is.
Well, so was Orphan.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the whole point.
Isabel Furman. Yep, that's her.
Wow.
Some big old tits. Also, not bad looking at all.
Also, stay tuned for an Orphan reference in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. But honestly, not bad looking at all.
Not at all.
I'm very into her.
Yep, thumbs up. I fucked her.
Me too. So she's the one that's been doing designing the escape rooms, and her father's just sort of been like the guy putting them together.
Yeah.
But in this game, she's been like putting subtle clues to her dead mother. So like
that's Sonia.
That's Sonia. The
yeah,
mother
because I
Sonia.
found myself writing all capitals. Sonia is different in this one.
Yeah. So Wait, is she Sonya or is Jumbo Titty Sonya?
No, because I don't think she'd be putting her own name in it.
Yeah. So
I think it's her dead mom.
Yeah, the dead mom.
Yeah.
Also, the dad is James Frain, who's a very good actor.
Yeah, you may not know the name, but you've absolutely seen the guy in 20 different things.
Yes. So,
a journeyman.
Yeah, so that's sort of like a very minor plot that plays out in the first half. I think we get maybe one other shot.
Yeah, we get a couple shots.
Yeah, a couple shots where they're like sort of arguing over the game.
Yeah.
And how like he won't let her out. And then it drastically changes the ending.
Sure does.
So the ending, when she gets out of the taxi,
Yeah.
and like lands like she's free.
Yeah,
like
no attic.
No attic. She's like done. She's escaped the room.
Yeah.
So she's in the underground like subway tunnel-y type thing. And oh fuck. She
Orphan like saves her.
She opens a door for her in the underground tunnel thing.
Yeah.
And she like kind of goes through this door and just ends up in the mansion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So she ends up in the mansion, she walks in and she sees her like trapped in the glass case.
And she's like, help me, I'm in a glass case.
Please help me. My father has like trapped me in here. And he's the one who designs the games. Like, please help me. So then she's like, okay, but like I don't, and it's like a touchpad lock.
Yeah.
So,
so it's a touchpad that she can input 3 times.
Yeah.
In her life.
Period.
And after the 3rd time, it sucks all the oxygen out.
Yes.
And she tried once on her 18th birthday.
Yes.
As a treat, I guess.
And
then once one other time.
Yeah. So she only has one left, and she's like, the clues are on the screen.
She had done it once because we did it 2 times here.
Yes.
First time was wrong.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, the clues for it are right in front of me, but my father said
screens.
I'll never be able to see them.
Yes.
And so they're just like these rotating, like these 9 symbol screens that have symbols or like designs or whatever patterns on them.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out like a number pattern. So then she like they're sitting there and they're like, oh, like I can see like this and this and this. So like the code must be blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So she puts it in and it's wrong. And then she's like, fuck, like I only have one more. And so then she's like, I don't know. I'm so like I can't. So she like kind of like does like a little walk around. This is of course like the main girl who's outside of the thing.
Yeah.
And then she sort of like on an angle takes a look at the screens and realizes that there's like, I don't know, like double.
Yeah,
like the TVs are angled at a way that the only way
can't
that
see
she
from
can
the
see,
glass room, you can see from outside at an angle.
And that's why the father said you'll never be able to see it because
you need
she can't
someone
get
else to
on
see
that
it.
angle
Yeah.
to see it. So then they see the number, they punch in the number.
It's right.
And that's right. She gets out. And then the dad comes down and is like, no, you can't.
No, what'd you do?
You can't let her out. Like, she's not allowed to be out, whatever. So then they fucking get him. They trick him. They throw him in the room.
Yep.
That he knows the code to. And doesn't use to get out.
That is a fair observation.
Because he's the one that locked her in there.
Yep.
And then she just escapes. The daughter stays and has sort of like a conversation through the glass.
Fuck you, Dad.
Where it like turns out that she's the one that's like the bad guy.
She's a fucking sociopath.
She's a sociopath. She's the one that killed her mother.
She killed the mom. Yeah.
And all of those like things in the game are sort of like her way of like, mom's dead. It's because of me.
Yep. And and they actually pay off the 526. I don't know if it was the day she died or
it was the day she died.
Yeah,
it was the day she died.
Yeah, May 26th.
So, hey, look, they.
So hey, it only took me watching 2 whole stupid movies to find out what the goddamn 0526 was for. Thanks. Feels good.
Yeah. So that was Escape Room Tournament of Champions.
And this one doesn't just have the straight up we got the bad guys ending.
No, yeah, this one the ending
because the whole thing was because she's scared to fly because she's a plane crash survivor, and the entire thing, including her getting out, was just to get her on a fucking plane again.
Yeah. So that they could get her.
So they could get her.
The corporation.
Yeah, and they did.
The president of the bank could get her.
Yeah, because like, was it the stewardess who like did the reveal to her? She's like, you didn't think it'd be, didn't that all seem pretty easy or something?
Yeah.
And then ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
And then
got
coming
her.
soon, TOC 3.
Gotcha, bitch. Yeah, well, absolutely. There's a TOC 3.
Gotta be.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't think these things print money?
They're some of the most successful films of all time.
Of all time.
And that's the end of the first half.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yep.
We're going to do this in a more organized and smart manner.
We'll see
where
you
instead of Scott
tomorrow.
having to figure out where the midpoint is and there not being a definitive cut.
How about this?
How about this? We're going to cut, and then the next episode you hear will be as if we planned on doing it.
Amazing.
So
Turn it off.
see ya in a hot second.